Hello and welcome, Acolights. My name is Light Awakener, and welcome. We're here, IRL, with too many cards. I may have went overboard a little bit, so a little bit of an explanation. Elestrals is a card game, came out a few years ago. I supported a Kickstarter for it, and the Kickstarter was basically to get access to the alpha, to the beta. It is currently in beta. A lot of the cards are in. It's working real nice, but there are a few things that it can improve on. But for that, I got 3 boxes of Daybreak from it. I got these 3 founder packs, which have a set number of cards in there, but they are like increased rarity and they look really nice. And then 2 boxes from Moonrise, which is the newest set. Introducing a lot of like lunar Elestrals and I mean, honestly, I'll get into explaining the game as we get through it. Also, I have a couple of tournament packs, and they gave a promo card for the Moonrise. But honestly, let's just start moving all of this out of the way and get started, because I do not want to be here for 500 years, because it's going to take me that long to open all these packs, because somehow, as time goes on, I just get worse and worse about opening packs. That said, we got a metric ton. We got a metric ton as well as a Pharaohgeist. Ah, look at that bad boy. This Pharaohgeist cannot be destroyed in battle and cannot be returned to hand by opponents' card effects. Opponents must also expend 1 in order to cast cards. I mean, just looks fantastic. Good art. Look at it one more time. Delicious, delicious promo art. Before, it was actually hard to get into like higher costing Elestrals, specifically because they had to survive long enough for you to do anything. Here, as soon as I open this first pack, I'll get into explaining how the game actually functions. So, this one, Rhynymph, little bug boy here, it's a 1/5, costs 1. You can expend 1 in order to move this Rhynymph to your rune row, so basically from your monster zone into your spell and trap zone. It becomes an artifact rune empowering an Elestral of your choice with the effect. The empowered Elestral is suppressed, which means its effects are negated, and it gets -2 HP. So, the thing about Elestrals, the way you play your cards is with your life. So you start off with a 20-card spirit deck in your side, and then you literally use your life to play your cards. So it's a delicate balancing act between attacking your opponents, trying to get them to expend their runes, and then, not runes, their spirits, and then trying to conserve yours while getting enough pressure on the board to actually do something. So this, for instance, costs 1 Frost. Hold on, I think I have like a whole deck of spirits. They're basically just how you play your cards. Frost, Frost, Frost. I have a Frost here somewhere, probably, maybe. No. Well, I don't have a Frost first sight, but for instance, say this was a Frost card, I would play this, play Rhynymph on top of it, its effect would be active. If I do it actually with this card instead, a Thunder Spirit, it would be mismatched, so that means it's not enchanted, it doesn't get its effect, and it's just a 1/5. So you use your life total to play this. There are a bunch of different things you can do with it, so obviously play out your spell cards that cost 1, 2, maybe even sometimes 3, and then you either protect your guys on field in order to ascend them into your bigger guys, a bit like Pokemon Evolution in that way, or, I mean, the guys themselves are usually, well, I mean, this Rhynymph isn't too good, but, I mean, you get the point. Basically, get strong guys on the field, and it's much like early Yu-Gi-Oh! In that way, where you try to get guys on the field, you try to outvalue your opponent, out-tempo your opponent, and swing in for game. I'm probably just going to sort these by color. Temple of the Sun, it's a stadium. Just think of it like a field spell from Yu-Gi-Oh! Elestrals get +1, plus strength for each solar enchanting them. So, on your turn, when you play your card, say this was a Solar Spirit, say this is, well, I mean, I actually do have Solar Spirits. I'm not going to do this for every single one, because that would take absolutely forever. Here, two Solars. So, say you have this on the field, you have your Solar or Elestral, or even just this Elestral, honestly, because it's just for each Solar enchanting them. So say it's enchanted with 1, it goes from a 1/5 to a 2/6. you can, on your turn, instead of playing out another Elestral, you can actually choose to re-enchant it with another one. I mean, I don't know why you would do that to Rhine Nymph specifically, but then it would get +2 attack, +2 defense because of the field spell. So, field spells are definitely important, especially more important when you're going into a battle of sorts with your opponent. Like if they're trying to get their Atlantis out, you want to play yours to get rid of theirs, because it's very back and forth. 2 field spells cannot exist at the same time. Guardian of the Fleece, counterspell, basically a trap card. Guardian of the Fleece can only be cast when an opponent activates a card effect that targets an artifact or encounter Elestral on your field. Negate the effect, then destroy another card on that opponent's field. When an opponent activates a card effect that targets an artifact or empowered Elestral. So basically it's just a negate that costs 2. I mean, that's alright. Bloom, 1 trap spell, Nexus Earth. If you do, you can enchant Earth to an Elestral on your field. Nexusing is another mechanic where basically you can move an enchanted spirit from one card on the field to another card on the field. So if you have the Rhine Nymph on the field and you have the Temple of the Sun on the field, you can then use Bloom to Nexus an Earth, if one of them has Earth, from one to the other. And that comes up a lot when you're trying to obviously get into your larger dudes, or honestly, tons you could do with it. Don't poke the bear. I really want to make a bear strategy. I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough cards for it, but basically, you have a bunch of like little guys that just get really fucking huge when they're about to be attacked. So this is a trap card, it's a battle trick, target a bear Elestral, give it +4/+4 until end of turn. So, just very good at getting things out. Scavacol is a search card, I believe, so it's a 2 cost. So, say you have a 1 cost Rhine Nymph with a fire on the field, your second turn, you can actually put another fire on it, send it to the graveyard, and put Scavacol on top of it. It just has to have 2 spirits on it. If it has less, it dies. So if someone removes a spirit from it, leaving it with less than 2, it will go to your graveyard and just murder itself. When you send into the Scavacol, you can expend a fire. Expend is just take 1 life, specifically fire, send it to the graveyard. In order to search your deck for up to 2 cards with enchantment cost 1 or 2. So it's a searcher for a 1 or 2 fire. But that said, it's harder to get out, so less desirable. This is a mill card. You can disenchant Fire Solar from this card to force an opponent to send the top 6 cards of their deck to the graveyard. It's mill, it's very hard to get out. I don't know what they would have to do to make mill viable, but this essentially kills itself to try and snipe 6 cards from your opponent, and it's just not great. I'm going to put mixed cards up here. Porcutide. When this Porcutide is destroyed in battle by an opponent, they must either discard a card or expend 2. So you're basically spending 2 cards to make sure they spend 2 cards. Not really worth it. I'm sure it would show up in some decks, though. Vesuvituga. You can expend fire to force an opponent to expend 2. When an opponent casts Eruption, you can return. When a player casts Eruption, you can return up to 2 Earth from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. Eruption is a burn card. Costs 2 to make your opponent expend 3. And this is basically just allows you to get some recovery back, and also it just has a mini volcano on it. Expend 1, make them expend 2. Very good if you're ahead, horrible if you're behind. And look, we got a little spirit. We're getting more spirits. All right, well, pack number 2, and I'm going 2 slow. I'm going 5 slow. It's been 12 minutes and I'm 1 pack in. I cannot do this slow. I need to pick it up. We're going to be looking at the cards, and then we're going to be looking at the rarity. I can't be going over every single card because it's going to be impossible with the number we have to open. I think I have something like, I did the math, it's something like 1,000 cards, so maybe not be able to go over each and every one of them. From what you're understanding, based off my description, it seems like the game is a blend of Pokemon TCG and Magic the Gathering, but without the complicated rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, I would say it's more of a mix of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Before Yu-Gi-Oh! 2. Like, it's very much Edison in that you like, summon your one dude per turn, you place, like, 2 trap cards on the field, and then you pass your turn. And then your opponent plays their guy. I mean, a lot more special summoning now, especially with the new sets. It's starting to, like, get into special summoning a lot more. But I would say, like, that seems pretty accurate. Except for the fact that Magic, like, there's no tap lands. You literally use your life to play at your cards. Which ironically actually means that one of the best cards in the game is a heal spell. Which is... it's an oddity. It's an oddity in terms of card games. But anyway, let's start getting through this. Dratara, you can Nexus Solar. When you do, you can return 2 from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. So if you move a Solar, you get 2 back. Sundial, you can expend Solar in order to enchant water to your field, so play this for 1, use 1, get water onto the field. During your end phase, you can Special Ascend it into its evolution from your hand or deck if it's water enchanted. So if you add the water to this, it immediately gets out its evolution. Glimbat. Oh, and also, something interesting to note about Elestrals specifically is that they have, there's 6 different elements. They have, water, wind, earth, fire, thunder, and also, lunar and solar. So, what is that, 8? They have 8 different types, and they actually have like, a lot of people say, like, man, what if this Pokemon was a different type? What if, I was about to say, what if this Vaporeon was a Flareon? What the fuck, that... what if Mudkip was a fire type? They actually do that in this game. So this is a Solar Glimbat, and there are other different types of bats of different, like, colors, and they each have sort of the same vibe that they go for. Like this one, when your opponent activates a card effect that discards a card from your hand, you can discard this in order to negate it. You can disenchant Solar from this Glimbat in order to draw 2 cards. So if you need to play this, you can draw 2 cards, but most of the time you're using it as a counter. And usually all of the bats are used as a counter in some way. Like the Lunar one pops back row, the Thunder one pops monsters, stuff like that. Nebuleo. This Nebuleo gets +1 attack for each enchanting Solar on the field. You could foretell 4. Foretell is basically like Scry. You can foretell 4 and add any number of Nebuleo, Leo Bright, Celestleo, and or First Light foretold this way to your hand. So it's a 1 mana 3/2 that searches either its evolution line or a search card. P-Gleam. 1/2 for 1. When this P-Gleam receives 1 or more Solar, you can enchant an Elestral and set its base power to 0 until the end turn. You can target an Elestral and set its base power. So basically just removes any one thing as long as they don't have a way to stop it, and as long as they don't have a way to negate it. I mean, decent, but P's are just so tiny. So the numbers you really want to beat in this game are 5. Because the best card in the game, called Astrabbit, which I'm going to show you guys in one of these founder packs, is a 1-cost Thunder. Look at the top 3 of your card, pick 1, add it to your hand. It is, without a doubt, one of the best cards in the game, and it's still run in like 95% of decks. Like very few decks don't actually run it. So that's kind of the card that you're comparing every other card to. Bowl of Apollo, it's our first equip. The Empowered Elestral can attack opponent's spirit decks directly. When Apollo is enchanted and the Empowered Elestral deals damage to an opponent, you can return Solar from your Underworld to your spirit deck. So it's a little bit of heal, a little bit of direct poking, and attack spirit starter. It's a bit like Yu-Gi-Oh! In that you have to destroy all of your opponent's monsters before you can attack their life points, which is their spirit deck. And then when you hit them, they take damage based on the number of spirits that you have enchanting the card. So this Rye Nymph costs 1, you'd probably only have 1 underneath it. If it hits the opponent directly, they take 1. Versus the Scavacol has 2 spirits on it, it would attack, they would take 2 damage. And then if it gains more spirits, like 3, 4, 5 even, I've seen that sometimes, they attack, bam, 5 damage, direct. First Light, this is the search card that they said. Search your deck for a Solar and add it onto the top of your deck. Basically a good way to stack your deck in order to foretell stuff. Poison Tunic, this is an Omni, so you can use any any type of spirit in order to play it. It's an artifact. The Empowered Elestral gets -2 attack. When the Empowered Elestral is destroyed in battle, its controller must expend 2. So basically, this is a net 0 in order to battle trick something. So you spend 2 to play it. Well, I mean, you have to use a specific counter rune to play it, but theoretically, this is spend 2, they spend 2 when you destroy their thing, when it gets -2 attack. And there is a way to trick it out onto the battlefield with a trap card. Of course, that means you're spending more to actually play it. Omnis will go over here. Chronodile. Well, this isn't the next form, but this is the final form of that little croc we saw before. It's 2 water and a solar, 8/14, so it's a beefy boy. You can disenchant water from this Chronodile in order to target and destroy a card. While you have at least 6 enchanting water or solar, this Chronodile cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects. And the deck that you play this in is very good about actually pouring things onto the Chronodile, so it wouldn't have a problem actually having that effect active, although you may want to, like, not disenchant it as much if you're popping stuff. Basically, you're deciding whether you want to pop stuff or whether you want protection. And a Flare of Mind, another spirit. Okay. I mean, honestly, probably going to, like, at least read off all of the cards in this first box. Because by the second and third, it's all going to be dupes. It's all going to be dupes. Larva Cell, not good. You can Nexus Solar or Thunder. When this Larva Cell receives 1 or more Solar, you can special send it to Anacell from your hand or deck. That's its evolution. I do not have a Thunder pile. Congratulations, Thunder. You're right next to me. Verituka, 3/1 for 1. When this Tacky Verituka enters battle with an attack position Elestral that has equal or fewing enchanting spirits, you can suppress the Elestral and destroy it. If you do, this deals no damage this battle. So, if this is fighting another 1-cost Elestral in attack position, it always wins, no matter what their attack is. It can even sometimes trade with your opponent's Elestrals that are like multiple spirits. You just have to have a way to get those on it. Apparently I don't have a win pile either. Congratulations, you've just created one. Toxic Swarm. 1 for a 4/1. When Toxic Swarm receives 1 or more wind, your opponent must expend 1, so it's a burn card. Whoop. Another Rhynymph. Temple of the Sun. This is the middle stage. This is the medium lad. It's a solar and a water. Remember that we can immediately ascend off of the smaller one. It's a 5/6. You can expend solar water, so from your spirit deck, from your life, in order to enchant water solar from your underworld to your field, and special ascend this Nobodile to Chronodile. So basically, this comes in with 2, probably 3 because of that one's effect. Then it immediately sends 2 to the graveyard, gets 2 back onto itself, and ascends into the big boy that we had. Leo Bright. It's a 7/5, you can foretell 4. You can special ascend this Leo Bright to Celestleo, foretold this way. So you want this on the field, you want to cast First Light, which puts something on top of your deck. You foretell 4, you see the Celestleo, and then you ascend this immediately until you're 3. Ruminous. I never know how this guy's effects, like, how it works. These designs are making you want to spend money. You're digging this? I mean, honestly, a lot of them are puns. Which, I mean, like, it depends on if you like puns or not. A lot of them are, like, conjunctions. But really, what is a name if not a pun? Let's look at most Pokemon, right? Most Pokemon are puns in some way. Squirtle? A squirting turtle? Or like a squirrel... A squirting squirtle? What was the combination? You know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. What? Oh, look at this! We got a shiny! It's not a good one, but you know what? I'll take any shiny that we could get. When you cast Cypher Maul, you can search your deck for a Golden Fleece and cast it, empowering this Cypher Maul. Spirits from your spirit deck and or underworld can be used to cast that Golden Fleece. Golden Fleece is a protection, so if your Elestral would be destroyed, that's destroyed instead. Whoop. And then another spirit. Let's go. Yeah, no, I do like a lot of these designs as well. And I mean, just look at them. Look at him. He's so adorable. Barabib. It's a 1/1/1. When you cast an invoke rune with Earth, your opponent must expend 1. This effect can be activated up to 4 times each turn. When you cast Mudslide, you can special send this to its evolution. Whoop. I was about to say, I knew I had an Earth one over there in there somewhere. Fungide, 1 mana, 1/1. This Elestral cannot be attacked except... Your Elestrals can't be attacked except for this Fungide. When a player casts Follow the Wisps, you can special cast a Bronto Wisp from your hand or deck. I remember this one not being good, and that's just because its effect is so... it's too tiny. Its art is so good, and I want it to be good, but it's basically taunt for a 1/1. And it's just not enough. It's not enough. Oh, this is the pre-evolution of Scavacol. When you normal cast this Rumacol, you could search your deck for a Stadium rune or a Stoke the Forge and add it to your hand. So it's basically a search. It's another copy of the red field spell. This Rumacol gets +1 for each fire enchanting it as long as Volcanic Forge is enchanted. And Volcanic Forge is the rune, the Stadium. I'm pretty sure that's the Stadium. So this basically becomes like a 5/2 if you have the Stadium out on the field. Humbust, I'm pretty sure this is also a mill card. When a player casts a rune, an opponent must send the top 2 cards of their deck to the Underworld. This effect can be activated up to 4 times in turn. So, yeah, it's part of that other line that we saw, but I don't think it's just good. It's my boy! Look at him! He's adorable. It's my boy, Edward! It's Eddie! So, this guy is pretty much the second best card after Astrabbit. It's a 4/1 for 1 water. When you cast this Eddie, you can change the position of an Elestral. That is the main effect you want to focus on. Basically, this is removal. If anything has lower than 4 defense or 4 attack, you can use Eddie to just blop, change position, bop, run over it, and Bob's your uncle. Fantastic card, good removal, good design, and it has an upside. If you cast Rock in a Hard Place, which is a removal spell, or a type of removal spell, you can special send Eddie to Kurabis from your hand or deck. So basically just insane value, and if you decide to play the other piece, it can go into its big guy. This is Ferromel. Solar Lunar 4/7. When an opponent's Celestial declares an attack, you can expend Lunar in order to negate the attack, and specialist send this Ferromel into Ferrogeist. This is too slow. It's incredibly slow. It's a 2 cost, so that means you have to ascend it over something in order to get this effect off. So Moonrise over here introduced a trap card that basically gets you to... It lets you enchant something with 2 lunar spirits as a trap card. You basically enchant something with 2 lunar spirits, and then 1 solar, and then bam, you can cast Ferrogeist on your second turn, which is insane. Barabog! It's the evolution of Little Guy. It's a 3/7. When an opponent casts a card without paying Earth or Water, they must expend 1. It's too slow to actually do anything, but I love the art. Scavacol. Fauliferos. It's a 2/6/7. You can expend Solar in order to reveal each of your opponent's face-down runes, then destroy up to 1 rune revealed this way. This effect cannot be chained by counter runes, so this effect can't be chained by counter runes, but they can still chain counter runes in response to the summoning of this guy. So it's just not as good as it seems. Most of the time it's probably going to eat a Shield of Achilles, which is essentially a Compulse from Yu-Gi-Oh! It bounces something back to the hand. Or it's going to eat a Gorgon's Gaze. Gorgon's Gaze is basically a negate, prevents effects from happening, but it's just too slow. I don't think it's going to get any traction there. How am I going to do this? I've been thinking about it. I think I should do 1 box of Daybreak, followed by a box of Moonrise, and just go back and forth, and then end it on Daybreak. Plucky! I love Plucky. It's a 1/4 for 1. When you normal cast it, you can search your deck for a Divine. Divines are basically continuous spells that basically, like, you can remove spirits from them in order to do something. The best right now being Zeus, which basically gives your Elestrals, like, +3/+3 when it's activated. So, Wild Plucky isn't as good as the Thunder one, which is, Spark? Not Spark It. Not Spark It. Hold on. What is, it's over there somewhere. I know the card is over in my pile, but there's a Thunder version of this. It's a 4-1, gets Zeus. That's way better. They had to limit it because it was too good. Kept killing stuff for free. Panda Lens. 1 Lunar, 4-1. You can disenchant Lunar from this Panda Lens in order to return a counter rune from your underworld to your rune row face down. So it's a recursion for a trap card. Yeah, it's recursion for a trap card. I think it is a bit too slow because that means you have to have the counter rune in your graveyard already. Maybe as a one of in some decks. I don't have... I mean, to be fair, until Moonrise there weren't too many Lunar cards, so I was kind of surprised I didn't have a pile for them until now. Mudlet. This guy is basically smaller Eddie. He's a 3-3 when he receives Earth, so that means even when you play it, you can change the position of an Elestral. It was kind of overshadowed by Eddie because Eddie's a 4-1, can get over more stuff, but Mudlet is decent. Boltuga. 1 for a 3-4. When you normal cast this Boltuga, you can expend 1 in order to search your deck or underworld for an eruption. So this is for burn strategies. You fetch Eruption to your hand, play it for 2, burn your opponent for 3. What? Barabib, Barabog, Scavacole, Humburst. Oh, we're getting into it now. We're starting to go over a lot of it. Vesivituga, I think we already talked about. Give me one sec. Give me one sec, Acolights. Okay. I'm gonna go turbo mode. Well, I want to say I want to go turbo mode, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm gonna go over every card that's new. At least every card that we haven't seen before. But on the bright side, there are only 100 cards per set, so we're going to have seen a lot of them by now. Rumacole, Humburst. We really want to be on a lookout for anything that looks like a different color, because there are serialized cards in these. So the serialized cards are obviously like the high chase cards. Golden Fleece is the one that one searched before. So it's a 2 solar artifact. Empowered Elestral gets +2 defense, and if it would be destroyed, this gets destroyed instead. I wonder if they're going to release more Argonaut cards. I would imagine so, since they have such a massive reference like Golden Fleece. They do have a lot of like Greek inspirations, because all of the divine runes, I mean, if you haven't guessed from the name, they're gods. So like Zeus, Hephaestus, Demeter, all of the classic gods. Another Edward, going to be able to build a second deck at this point. Wind. Is this? This pack is looking mighty familiar. I think we opened one that looked... Nope, there wasn't a Ruminers in it. Ooh! Arcolith! Arcolith is such a good card. It's been limited. Basically, this Arcolith can be normal cast with double Thunder if an opponent has at least 2 Elestrals in attack position. So, if you're behind, your opponent has 2 Elestrals face-up attack position, you don't need to ascend this guy over something. You can just play him out. Not only that, but when you cast Arcolith, you can enchant 3 Thunder from your underworld to your field. So this comes in as a 6/4 with like 5 enchanting spirits on it sometimes. So then, if you hit your opponent, it's going to take massive damage. Or if you have the Thunder field spell, this is like 11... What is that? 11-9? It's crazy. The stats you get for it are insane. So, I mean, I'm glad that I got that one. I do already have some. Where is my Thunder? There's my Thunder. Whoop. I already do have some Arcoliths, and now that it's limited, who knows, maybe I'll just, like, sell all of my extra cards. Whoop. I mean, I don't think I can get Brother Light into this game. I think he's too invested in Lorcana and Magic, but Who knows? I'm equally well, I mean, I'm not equally invested in Magic for sure, because he's like crazy about it, but I'm into other games. Follow the Wisps. It's a counter spell for 1. Target an Elestral on your field. Your other Elestrals cannot be attacked this turn as long as that Elestral is enchanted. So this is a battle trick. It basically gives something taunt. I think that is a little too slow. Like counter runes, the ones we have right now, they're so powerful. If you're not doing their effect, you have to be doing something equally as valuable. And if you're not, it's probably not worth it. Another Dratara, another Sundial, Glimbat, Nebuleo, Mudslide. Oh, this is what actually evolves it. It's an invoke rune, so it's a spell card. An opponent must disenchant 1 from each of their runes. So all of their like continuous cards on the field, or any of their continuous spell or trap cards on the field. You may enchant Earth Water to your field. Interesting. It can get rid of some of their enchanting stuff, maybe, but more than likely it's just going to get 1 from a divine and not do much else. Rock in a Hard Place. Oh, this is the Eddy Ascension card. It's a lunar and a water. It can't be chained by counter runes, so they can't respond to it. Target a rune and an Elestral on an opponent's field. The opponent destroys one of them. So it can be really good if your opponent has a really good card and a really good card. They have to make a hard choice. They're in between a rock and a hard place, if you will. Ooh, this is the Heliolith. So all of the Lith cards kind of have that same effect, where if you're behind in some way, they're catch-up. So a Heliolith, it can be normal cast with 2 solar if an artifact is enchanted. Doesn't say your opponent's artifact, so it can be your own. When you cast Heliolith, you can return an Elestral on the field to its opponent's hand. So if you have it on the field, you play this out for free, return something from their hand, or if it's, if they have something, you could just play it for free and, start playing catch-up. It's good. It's good. I love the interactions in this game, and I definitely want to be joining more tournaments. Well, I mean, now especially that I'm getting all of these cards, it's going to be way easier to actually make a deck. I mean, by the end of this, you're going to see my solar is going to be way higher than everything else. Well, I mean, the Moonrise will definitely help with the lunar, at least. So let's see. Guardian of the Fleece. The Guardian of the Fleece can only be cast when an opponent activates a card effect that targets an artifact or empowered Elestral. Oh no, we already saw this. I was like, this sounds very familiar. It was like one of the first ones we opened. I just forgot it. Soul Stalks! It's a delicious, delicious cow. It's a 2 solar for a 4/7. When you special cast this Soul Stalks, you can enchant up to 2 from your Underworld to your field. You can disenchant 1 from your Apollo in order to target and destroy a card. Pretty straightforward. You're going to special cast this a lot of the time thanks to its pre-evolution. So its pre-evolution foretells and can special send into this. Then this comes back and immediately gets you 2 solar back into your life. Pheromel, Barabug, Circle the Sky, another shiny. Nexus up to 2. If you do, you may draw a card. It's basically a spell card. If you really need to Nexus, there are some cards that they benefit over getting spirits over and over. So like Astrabbit, for example, perfect example. Because Astrabbit, when it receives a Thunder, it does that effect where you look at the top 3, choose 1, bottom the rest. Circle the Sky can activate that multiple times if you are so inclined. Let's put that in. Oh, we have an Omni over here. What? Let's go! I feel like I should be going faster, but I want to look at the cards. It's my curse! It's my curse! I don't know which cards are good and which aren't. Yet. But I mean, we have been looking at a lot of tournaments for Moonrise. The meta is still kind of in the air. People haven't really decided on going for one thing or another. So, it's kind of interesting to see how people are shaking up. Oh, this is the fire version of Ash Rabbit. So it's a 2/5, which is the stats of all of the rabbits, I'm pretty sure. When this Ash Rabbit receives 1 or more fire, you can target 3 cards in the Underworld. Your opponent chooses 1, return it to your hand or spirit deck. So what a lot of people do is they use it as either recursion for something really powerful, like 3 things your opponent doesn't want you to give back, or as healing, because you can choose 3 different spirits, even if they're the same kind of spirit, and return it to your spirit deck, and just kind of get a little bit back every turn. Whoop. Or at least for whenever your Ash Rabbit actually receives a fire. Which more than likely is probably only once, but maybe 2 or 3 times in a fire deck. Oh, Calf Mel! It's the first pre-evolution of the camel we've seen. So it's a 1/3/4. When you send this Calf Mel or it's destroyed, you can return 3 in any combination of Solar Lunar from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. This has been going on a rampage in heal decks specifically, because you don't have to actually ascend it into a solar or anything. It's just if you ascend it. Doesn't matter if you ascend it or if it's mismatched. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of matters if Calf Mel is mismatched, but everything else, you could just get it, you get 3 into it. What element deck type do you hope? So, the thing about Elestrals is you're not pigeonholed into one color. You're basically pigeonholed by your spirit deck. Because your spirit deck, you have 20, and you could choose any combination of any colors. So, pretty much deck building, as of like a couple of sets, were put all of the good cards in one deck, and then just hope. So, like, people are playing 3 Eddie, they're playing 3 Ash Rabbit. Those are pretty much commons in every deck, as well as a bunch of trap cards. And your deck pretty much depends on what you want to play. A lot of the choices and stuff that come in this game are actually how you play your cards. Because if you're playing all one element, you don't really need to worry. Like, if you're playing all solar, just play solar. Who cares? You're never going to run out of your things unless you die. But that's a rarity. You're very rarely going to play a single color. Most of the time you're playing 3, maybe 4. So a lot of times you have to pick and choose how you craft your spirit deck specifically in order to actually play the cards you want to play. It's interesting. I just like that. But I think I'm aiming for based on the cards that I already have from my last opening, I think I'm going to shoot for either a solar deck or a lunar water deck. Who knows? Maybe I'll even go like a lunar solar or water solar. But those are the 3 main ones that I'm hoping for. Pretty glad that I'm opening the set specifically for solar and lunar then, right? Corvishine. 1 for a 2/4. When Corvishine receives 1 or more solar, you can foretell cards equal to the number of spirits enchanting it, +1. So it comes on the field, you look at the top 2, then you may draw a card and put a card from your hand on. So basically, look at the top 2, decide if you want one, and the other goes to the bottom. Ooh. Another Plucky, another Pandolins. I think Pandolins was literally the only lunar in there, or in this whole set. There might be a couple more. Anacell. So this is the evolution of the bug guy we got before. You can expend Solar in order to special ascend this Anacell into Phosphocell from your hand or deck. When you cast a rune with Solar, you can enchant Lightning from your Underworld to this Anacell. It's really good about getting its evolution on the card, but I don't remember if Phosphocell is good or not. Or who knows, maybe we just haven't seen like a good deck for it to be in yet. Fulgaris gets +2 for each Thunder Enchanted rune on your field, so at minimum it's a 4/3. It's very dangerous though, because currently there's a card in the meta called Specteris. It's a lunar, which when it hits over something, it negates their effect during battle. So Fulgaris would just be a 2/3 and it would die instantly. So because of that, it's probably not playable. Javalucan. When this Javalucan destroys an opponent's attack position Elestral in battle, that opponent must expend 3. So it's the evolution of the other attack position Elestral we had, but I think the other one is probably better. I know the water cards, or the water versions of this, are actually really good, and they're actually getting evolutions in the next set coming out. Rhinosect. So I know people actually do play Rhinosect and like the evolution of it. It's a 2/8/5. This Rhino Sect can be special cast from your hand if you have a card that's originally an Elestral in your rune row. You can target and destroy an unempowered Elestral. So basically, it had that little guy, the Rhinos that we've been getting. Those automatically put themselves into the back row. And then Rhino Sect, you get rid of it from the back row, put out your Rhino Sect. That's basically like the ifs and ofs of it. If I could speak, I am almost incapable of speaking, but hey, let's see how the rest of the stream turns out. Oh god. Whoever made Javellukin needs to work for Game Freak designing their bird types, right? I mean, honestly, from what I've heard, so Elestrals was actually made by a Pokemon player. Which, I mean, makes a lot of sense, right? There's, like, evolution. There's a lot of things that you typically see from, like, Pokemon. But one of the things is that he actually got a lot of, like, Fakemon artists to, like, come in and do card art for it. So, it's not wrong to say that they are like Pokemon, because the people who do the art for them were doing fake Pokemon, right? So, like, it follows, like, that very same aesthetic. Pheромel, Barabug. At the very least, I'm going to get super familiar with all these cards, so I'll be able to point out if there's a shiny or not. Crisbor. So it's a 2/7/5. You can expend 2 in order to target an opponent's Elestral, suppress the Elestral, and destroy it. That would be good if Earth didn't already have a 1-cost Elestral that popped stuff. So Crisbor is unfortunately just too slow. You also have to keep in mind that a lot of, like, how do I say this? A lot of, like, staples came out in the first 2 sets, and then, like, the following sets were releasing, more cards to fill out the pools. So, like, Daybreak, there weren't many solar cards before Daybreak, and then Daybreak released a ton of them. Same with Moonrise, there weren't many lunar cards before Moonrise, and then it came out, and then that really filled out the rest. From now on, I believe they're going to go more into, like, archetypes and start, like, doing it that way. Because the way it seemed is they just wanted to get enough good cards out that people could just play what they wanted when they could. And now we just kind of have to wait until they decide what to do with, like, the big ones. The big combos, you know? You dig, you feel. Anacell Exaltus. It's a 1 for a 3/2. You can Nexus up to 2. When you do, you search your deck for a ethereal Elestral and add it to your hand. They basically use the symbols, so, like... camera, thank you. So, like, that little symbol correlates to the symbol in the corner. So that means you can search any Elestral that has it in the corner. So, a lot of, like, I think, like, the Lions have that. I think Ash Rabbit has that. Ash Rabbit has that, even. So you could just go searching for rabbits, which would not be a bad idea. My deck is going to be littered in packs. So many. Guardian of the Fleece, Bloom, Don't Poke the Bear. I mean, honestly, I could actually, like... I mean, this is just kind of for me, but I could just go out and, like, start sell... Well, not go out, but, like, maybe just have a card store online where I sell all of my excess. Maybe. Or maybe even do giveaways if you guys just want some for the card art. Here's a 2 for a 6/5. It's the evolution of the little mushroom boy that we had before. Come on. You can disenchant 1 from your Fung Guide in order to target and destroy a rune. When a Elestral on your field is destroyed, in battle, you can expend 1 in order to special cast a Fung Guide from your underworld. So this guy is supposed to, like, cheat out the little 1/1s that have taunt. It's just so slow. It's just so slow that it's not going to, like... I don't think it has seen any representation, and, like, it's just not... There's not enough there for a deck. Yet. Like, who knows? Maybe in, like, a couple of sets they'll release, like, support for it. For now, we do not. Oh, Lumaru! Lumaru is a very good card because of the all-important 5 right there. Because 5 goes toe-to-toe with a lot of stuff. When it destroys an opponent's Celestial in battle, the opponent must send the top 3 cards of their deck to the Underworld. So it's basically just a good statted card with a slight upside. When you get the upside activated, it's like, dope, Lumaru destroyed a card and got slight advantage. Unless you're facing a mill deck, in which case, or like, there's I think it's a Frost deck that specifically focuses on then milling themselves and basically playing the lottery. So, if you accidentally get one of their starters, you're going to be sad. But in the most case, I don't think Lumaru is going to be good. Soul Bell! It's the baby! It's the baby cow! Look at it, it's so cute! When you foretell, you may special ascend the Soul Bell to a foretold soul stock. So like I said, if you foretell that other guy, it just immediately goes into it. Your Apollo's effects, that foretell cards, reveal an additional 2 cards. So, Apollo is a divine that lets you foretell, and then you basically get more on it. And like, the other cards that I told you that I'm kind of looking for, they actually do different shiny versions of the cards. So like, in some of their blister packs, they actually have just a base shiny that they give them. So like Soul Bell, little bit of a chocolate covered cow there, you know, cute. And then Lumaru gets the glow up with the yellow and looks a lot happier with alt art. So yeah, no, there are definitely like, obviously those ones are like not serialized, but it's always fun when we do see them. So we got to keep an eye out for some of them. Plucky, Javalukin. Oh, Morfrost. This is actually that mill deck that I was talking about. So Morfrost, I do like how they split up a lot of cards in this, because there can be multiple cards called Morfrost, but they'll have different taglines. So this one is Morfrost Bat form. There's like a Morfrost Lichen form. There's a Morfrost like, I think it's an Abominable form or something like that. But all very funny. It all works together. So when this is discarded, you can special cast a Morfrost that's not a bat from your Underworld. So it thrives off of sending stuff to the graveyard, thrives off of getting stuff back, stuff like that. Your inner DBZ abridged Nappa's going crazy with these. Dog, can we keep it, Vegeta? It's so cute. How could you not? Pulsar's okay. We've discussed it a bit in my other opening video. It's just not good anymore. It gets +1 attack for each Frost Elestral in the Underworld, and it can't increase it by more than +5 total. So if you have a lot in your Underworld, it's a 7-2 for 1, which is, you know, pretty good. But in order to get there, you're probably going to have some Pulsars in your hand before then, and they are just not great on their own. Dense Fog. Oh, there is more Lunar in this. So Dense Fog is a really good counter rune. Of course, if people aren't playing Lunar. Hold on. Camera, please. Ah, it's a counter rune for 1. Suppress each Elestral that's not Lunar Enchanted until the end phase. So, most of the time, you're going to be suppressing at least 1 thing, maybe 2 things. The problem is that with Moonrise, Lunars are pretty popular right now, so Dense Fog actually will not activate as often as you would want it to. Ooh. Damn it. I swear, as I've gotten older, my pack opening skills have gotten bad. Mostly because I just buy the singles usually. Remember, kids, buying singles is better for your health. It's better for your health in the long run. Better not to use all of your money buying boxes, as fun as it may seem. As many helioliths as you might enjoy. It is almost always better to buy the single. But God, I just love the sound and the feeling of opening packs. Pandolins, Mudlet, Bortuga, Barabib, Fungi, Apollo, First Light, Poison Tunic. Oh, Cryoblast. This is actually really good removal, especially for a lot of those 5-cost. Camera. Okay, it's not doing it. It's a one cost. Target an Elestral that's not Frost Enchanted until the end phase. Give it -2 strength, and if it has 0 strength, you must destroy it. So basically, if anything has 2 or less health, this is just removal. Gets rid of it. It's a very good card, and I also had none, so glad I at least got one. But we have 3 boxes, so the odds that I don't open a playset are slim, but not none. We all know what my deck is, what my luck usually looks like. Ooh, another Pharaohgeist. Well, if we ever want to run a Pharaohgeist... Wait, no. I'm pretty sure Pharaohgeist was limited. I actually think Pharaohgeist was limited at the beginning of Moonrise, because they didn't want people cheating it out, and then, like, essentially stunning your opponent. Whoop, so I can only really run 1. The package wrap sounds pretty stiff. Your carpal tunnel shares your pain. Yeah, this one is a little stiffer, especially compared to, like, Pokemon or, Magic's cards. But, I mean, still relatively easy to open, so I don't mind it too much. I mean, what's paramount is the card stock, which has gotten actually a lot better, because I got some cards from, like, the very first sets, got some cards from the second sets, and they really only upped their quality since, because the very first couple definitely had problems with, like, curling. And I mean, some of the foils still do have that problem a little bit, but it's gotten a lot better. Oh, Phosphocell! So now we can actually see what it does. So the little bug evolves into the second bug, evolves into this. And Phosphocell, camera please, focus. It gets +1 attack for each solar enchanting it. You can disenchant 2 thunder from this Phosphocell in order to destroy a rune. When Phosphocell receives 1 or more solar, you can enchant up to 2 from your graveyard onto it. So it basically just keeps getting stuff on it, and then you can use it to destroy a back row. There's probably a lot easier back row removal to go to instead of this. It's just a lot of an investment for not a lot of payback. Although, Anocell definitely just cheats it out immediately. 7 is not a small number, so I mean, it'd definitely be hard to kill at least. The packaging at least seems to be more durable compared to the other games. That is true. I think I would be a bit hard pressed to find a card that was, like, bent because of, like, packaging or something. Whoop. Veritaqua, Toxiswarm, Rhinem, First Light. At this point, we're essentially just going for, like, the rares, I think. Whoop. Which are always going to be the second to last card, I believe. The man. Yeah, man. Temple of the Sun, Guardian of the Fleece, Bloom, Don't Poke the Bear, Bop, Bop, Beep, Bop. It's a Sword of Gape. Oh, this is the card I was talking about. It's Specteris. Specteris is a 4/2 for 1 lunar. It gets +1 for each suppressed Elestral on the field. And when this Specteris enters battle with an Elestral, you can suppress that Elestral. So a little interesting thing about suppression, if their card has an effect like, if this card is destroyed by battle, search a card and play it, or like, if it's destroyed by battle, do something, Specteris prevents it from doing that. So suppress lasts even when the card goes into the graveyard. So this becomes a 5/2, can run over most stuff, and then when it does, you're kind of out of luck. Fantastic card. Whoop. I do have some, like, alt arts of Specteris, which just look fantastic. I'll show it to you probably afterwards. It's like a stained glass version. Whoop. Let's see. What Morfrost? Are there any other Morfrosts in Daybreak? Because I know Morfrosts were introduced in the set right before Daybreak. So it introduced a lot of Morfrosts in that one. I'm pretty sure Morfrost is going to be one of those archetypes where they just give you, like, they just give you 1 or 2 every set, and then at the end, you'll have something hopefully resembling a deck. Cyclovenom. So this is the evolution of all those Toxiswarms we kept getting. It's a 2 for a 6/2. When Cyclovenom destroys an Elestral in battle, you can special cast a Toxiswarm from your hand or deck. Okay, so it just cheats out so it's a swarming deck. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what Wind is all about. I know it has really good search cards, and search cards and, like, spot removal. But I don't know about anything else. Don't poke the bear's wisp. I fucking love Dratora. It's basically just light-flavored Joltik. And Joltik is peak design, so why wouldn't that be peak design? Poison Tunic, Mudslide, Crisebore, what? Oh yeah, now we're going through. Boy, am I glad that I, like, got rid of all of the plastic packaging on the actual boxes. That would have been a pain to open each and every one. Thank you, past me. I finally did something worthy of praise. Loved Galvantula. Best bug design. Best? See, that's a hard thing to, like... Well, that tore awfully. Listen, I love the bug type. The bug type is definitely hurting, though. I just want a good bug type that is not a legendary, not a mega, and not Volcarona. Because we have none. We have no good bugs. No good bugs except for, like, Caesar. And even then, Caesar's, like, fallen off quite a bit. We have, like, the other Scyther evolution. We don't have anything. Listen, just give us a bug dragon. You took that away with Flygon. Give it to us with something else. Give us a bug dragon, you cowards. Oh, they make me so heated. I just want what's best for me, specifically. Which is, you know, them giving Flygon a mega and making the mega bug. But I'm pretty sure in, like, the leaked list of megas that Flygon was not on there, which is a damn shame. I almost forgot about that, so I will not get my hopes up to have them crashing down on me. I will not even think about it having a mega, because it will just make me depressed. It will simply make me depressed. We seem to have hit a nerve. I just want to go... Listen. You have no idea just how disappointed I was when Vikavolt came out and had the speed of a goddamn Onyx. You're telling me you're making a railgun bug starter Pokemon that has really good attack and supposedly flies around at high speeds, and you're giving it a base 40 for speed? Oh, it's garbage. It dies to everything now. At the very least, if it was fast, it could do something, but no! We have nothing! What is this, Novacore? Looks sort of like a griffin mixed with a lightning bolt. Your defense position Elestrals cannot be targeted by opponent's counter runes. When a player casts a counter rune, you can draw a card. That counter rune is going to get rid of Novacore so quick, you will have no idea what happened. Alright. Lucky. This pile is going to be massive. Also, apparently, green. Green is also going to be massive. Poisoned Tunic. Ferrogeist. Leviathan. Leviathan! I can't think of, like, the Leviathan from, like, is it the Bible? The Bible, or Pokemon, or Digimon. I can't think of any of Levia without immediately going to Leviamon from Digimon. Digimon is just, it's just such a cornerstone in my life. How could I not immediately go to it? Ferrogeist, we got Ferrogeist for days! I mean, if we do need to run a Ferrogeist deck, we absolutely could. Just to shut out all of the Hoosers, all of the would-be want-to-do-somethings. We just chain burn them every turn until they give up. Ooh! That is looking good! That's an all-art for Poison-Tipped Arrow. Poison-tipped arrow can only be cast when an opponent casts an Elestral. So basically, as soon as they summon something, you play this. Target it, give it -2 attack until the end phase, so they can't use it to run over stuff, more than likely. During this turn's end phase, you can expend equal to its enchantment cost in order to destroy it. So, Poison-tipped arrow, super good because it's removal. We are very light on removal in this game. They actually limited a lot of our access to removal. Poison-tipped arrow, though, not limited, and this all art is fucking sick. Oh, I love that. This is going in its own pile over here, where I will not... You know what? Let's put it... I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of the only space that I have left where I'm definitely not going to accidentally crush it. Oh, God, that's so good. It's not one of the serialized ones, but I definitely appreciate the alt art, and I'm pretty sure... I think I only had 2 PTAs? Ooh. It's definitely better to get the third one. Let's just see if we can crush another thing. Exaltus. Oh yeah, I remember that, not a fox. Seeing, like, I think I actually cheered when I saw Snorlax actually stand up for the first time, because he was fucking struggling. He was doing a back and forth, he did a wiggle, he did like a side lay. He was doing everything he could to possibly get up, and just nothing doing. And then all of a sudden in 3D, he's just like, hey guys, how you doing? I'm awake. Even funnier fact about Snorlax, not a fox. Did you know that Snorlax was based on a person? It was based on one of the programmers for the original Pokemon game. And if you look him up, you could see it. It's like, oh yeah, no, I will absolutely believe that this man was the inspiration for Snorlax. It's very easy to believe, actually. Come on. There we go. All the packs, all the packs, all the packs on the side, all the packs in my mind. Every single pack that you could have. Last one for the first box. Alright, Dratora, Sundial, Glimbat, Nebuleo, Peegleam, Porcutide, I always pronounce that wrong, Anacell, Fulgaris, Apollo! Oh my god, it took us forever to get a Divine Rune. So Apollo, it's a Divine Rune. I really need the camera to focus on this so you guys can see what the... Thank you, camera. When you cast Apollo, you can enchant up to 3 to it, so basically comes onto field with up to 4 solar. You can disenchant solar from this Apollo in order to foretell 3 and add up to 1 solar foretold this way to your hand. So the combos have this, the small cow. I don't know where the small cow is. But basically, small cow lets you stack your deck. Then you use your Apollo. You take that evolved cow, put it on. You get your solar back into your deck, and you're kind of off to the races. Solar is a very interesting archetype in that it always tries to foretell and get stuff crazy. Like, it basically tries to get your combo started in like the opposite way of mill, I suppose. Also, I'm just going to move all of my cards. Oh my god, I don't have room anywhere. I'm covered in boxes over to my side. I just want to, like, make these their own piles so I can sort them later on. That way I won't have to worry about it as much. Or maybe at all, if I'm lucky. And also, I do kind of want to keep them a little separate, because those Moonrise boxes, I don't, like... I don't know. I think I should, like, it would be best to not mix them. That way I can just sort them by color and by set, instead of having 2 different sets all over the place. Basically just making it easy on light later. Let's get all these multicolored cards. I'm just going to set them up here. And all of my spirits. Alright. I think it's time that I open up one of these Founders packs. So these are a lot of staple cards that they basically gave for the people who backed the Kickstarter. And you know what? They're all in alt art. They're all in high rarity, so I'm not about to complain. They're 27, starting with Astrabbit. Look at it. Look at it. It looks so good. It looks so good if my camera would fucking focus for once in its life. Look at it. Ah! When it receives a Thunder, look at the top 3, and then add 1 to your hand and shuffle the rest in your deck. It's so good. It's played in every deck. Look at these. I mean, Caprigal is not played as much. When it destroys an Elestral in battle, you can special cast a 1 spirit from your underworld in defense. So, I mean, definitely not going to be played. Let me just... Oh, all these packs. Oh, they're swarming me. They're swarming me. Krakatuga. It's basically the water version of the earth one we had earlier. You can expend 2 to force an opponent to expend 3. When a player casts Eruption, you can target and destroy a card. So they all kind of have those different effects. Nemisail. When it receives 1 or more water, you can... Wait, that's wind. When it receives 1 or more wind, you can return up to 2 wind from your underworld to your spirit deck. Whoop. Cockatoodle! When you cast this Cockatoodle, you can target an opponent's Elestral. That Elestral is suppressed as long as the Cockatoodle is enchanted. So basically comes in, negates something. Hiboofin! Hiboofin! You can expend Wind Earth in order to change each of your opponent's Elestrals to defense position. When this Hoopafin is in attack position, your opponent's defense position Elestrals are suppressed. Interesting. Another Pulsar, but this one's red. Whoop. Ectopossum. When Ectopossum is sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, you can expend 1 in order to special cast it from your underworld with 2. So basically it costs 3 to actually get this on the field if you mill it. But if you mill it, I mean, you can immediately ascend it into something that costs 3, which is pretty nice. Don't Poke the Bear, except this time it's all shiny and crazy. First Light, except this time it's Mufasa with Simba. This is like one of the best ones, for sure. Ampup, a little bit of an electric doggo. It's a 1/3/3. You can expend 1 and discard it in order to search for 2. So it's basically Thunder Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! Catarant, when it receives Frost, you can return 2 Frost from your underworld to your spirit deck. Eruption, this is the burn card I was telling you about. I feel like I should just auto-adjust my camera. Whatever, we're gonna get used to it. So, cost 2, expend 3, but they only have to expend 1 if they control a Fire or Elestral. So you basically just have that against non-fire decks, and you win. Bronto Wisp, Narpoon. When you normal cost this Water Narpoon, you can search your deck for 1 Ice Elestral. Earthquake, this is the premier removal in the game. They also limit it to a single copy because it is just that strong. It's literally just 2 Earth, target and destroy an Elestral. Very strong. Hold on. Had to sneeze. Valacane, people are playing this card, so maybe I'll try it out a little bit. Basically, it's a 2 wind, a 7/3. You can expend 1 wind in order to destroy all runes, or expend 2 wind in order to destroy each of your opponent's runes. So basically, it's Heavy Storm on a body. Basically gets rid of stuff. Ruminous, you can't forget the Lucario lookalike here. Looking pretty nice, pretty nice. God, just look at these cards. Here's another staple. It's Tsunami. Basically, water. Change all Elestrals to defense position unless they're water enchanted. Super good against non-water decks. If you're running against a water deck, you'll probably just sideboard it. Barabog. Oh, you finished One Piece easy? Hey, man, that's... Congratulations. That is absolutely insane. I really hope it was good. I really hope it was good enough for you. This is a 2 for a 6/2. You can expend 3 in order to target and destroy 2 cards. This is very interesting because the effect reads like it'd be good, but if they negate this, they can negate it after you expend the 3. So you can expend 3 and get rid of 3 of your life, including the 2 for this, or basically get rid of 5 of your life, and then doing nothing, which is very sad. Ursa Den! This is basically the field spell for bears. Bear Elestrals get +1/+1. When a player casts a Bear Elestral, you can enchant 1 to this Ursa Den. You can disenchant 4 from the Ursa Den in order to special cast a bear from your hand or deck. It's just really good. I really love some bears. I love some bears. I don't think One Piece is actually wrapped up. It's going to last forever. It's going to last until we're 90. At least from like all of the news and stuff, I haven't seen anything about it ending anytime soon. Ooh, Werepup. This is actually going to be really important in this new set, because when I normal cast it, I can search my deck for a Lunar Phase and add it to your hand. When I cast Lunar Phase Full Moon, I can special send this to a Leica Void from my hand or deck. So basically this comes in for 1, finds the trap card that lets you put 2 free Lunars onto this, and then it immediately goes into a 2 cost on your opponent's turn. So really good. Night Venom, this one works with Dense Fog. You could discard a Dense Fog in order to target and destroy 2 cards. While you have 2 Dense Fog in your underworld, it can't be targeted by runes. And then, of course, the shiny Eddie! Oh, look at him! Look at him! He's adorable! The cutest little sperm cell you ever did meet. Well, I mean, most of you, I assume. But yeah, no, those were the promo packs, so the other 2 promo packs have the exact same cards in them, so I have a full playset of any of them, which is fantastic. I love that for me. I love everything about that for me. Let's go on to a Moonrise box here. Let's see, it's right here. Yeah, if One Piece did finish, everyone would be talking about it. There would be no end to it. I mean, just imagine, like, how much hype there was around Luffy getting 5th gear. Like, that was everywhere. I don't even know what a gear is, but I know Luffy has the 5th one. Posthumous. You gotta love this art. It's fucking majestic. Majestic as hell. Alright. Open a card that's on left? What do you mean open a card that's on left? Or the pack? Don't worry, I already got the left pack. I've convinced you that this will be your new obsession. I'd suggest, I mean, I am going to be going over these cards so you can see how they are. But the Elestrals beta, the Elestrals has a online format that they have called Elestrals Clash. That's actually the backing that I did for Daybreak, or like for the release of Daybreak. That is in beta. It has a lot of cards in it, and I think it's going to be public by June. So you're probably going to be like good waiting for a couple of months and then trying it out for free, because the online client has all of the cards in it immediately. So you could try out decks, you could try building, you can see how you like the game before you actually go and get the product, because I know, like, it's important to know what you're getting into. And I love card games. I love Elestrals, actually. But it's just something to keep in mind. You can play the whole thing for free, give or take 2 months. Give or take. But for now, let's start getting into these new ones. First, we got with one of the strongest. It's Voldusk. It's a 1/5 for 1. When you cast a Lunar Phase, you can draw a card or return Lunar from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. This effect can be activated only twice each turn. I was actually thinking this was the Werepup, but Voldusk actually has its own line. So there are 8 different Lunar Phase cards, and the Voldusk line works with every single one of them. Solo leveling is boring, I quit it. So, like I said, solo leveling is like the perfect popcorn show. It's just mindless action, and if you're down for mindless action, it's peak. It's all you need. But if you're looking for, like, story, not so much. Not as much. Here's Gloombat, which is the dark-colored version of the Glimbat. It's a 2/1. It can be special cast from your hand with 1 Lunar if an opponent has at least 2 face-down runes. You can disenchant one from the Gloom Bat in order to target and destroy a rune. So basically, if your opponent overcommits and has stuff in your back row, this comes out immediately, pop something, which is really good. Insanely good, even. Toxiri! You cast Toxiri, you can search your deck for a Dense Fog, which suppresses Elestrals. Suppressed Elestrals get -2 attack, -2 defense. So it basically works even more with the Dense Fog that you search out. Most of the time, I believe... I don't think Dense Fog control is there yet. I don't think it has enough cards to make it worth it. But who knows? Have you seen solo easy? You have not seen... Actually, how is solo leveling abridged? Because I saw like a highlight or two of it on my shorts, and it looked funny, or at least the scene that I saw was funny, which is the point of a short. But is it good? I need you to tell me straight up, Nutafox. How many episodes did they got so far? Have a cub? It's a 1/4/3. It can't be changed by opponent's card effects. So basically an Eddy will not be able to remove this, but an Eddy can still crash with it. So I don't really understand why. Drakid, this is really good removal. You can target one Spirit Elestral and exchange its base attack with this Elestral's attack until the end phase. And then when you cast a Rock and a Hard Place, you can special ascend this to a Drakking. But you're really looking for the removal. So this comes on field, trades its attack with something, run over the thing it traded its attack with, and Bob's your uncle. Cedar Sword, this is one for the mill decks. When it's milled, you can special cast it with either 2 Earth or 2 Frost. You can expend 1 in order to search your deck for a 3-cost Elestral and put it to your hand. You don't really care about that second effect because most of the time you're summoning it mismatched. So it won't have both Frost and Earth. It'll have Frost Frost or Earth Earth. But next turn you can summon it into something else that you want it to. Or if you mill yourself on your turn, you can get this out and then put something bigger on top of it. So just very quick. Gets off to the races real fast. Cactibrom. Cactibrom cannot be targeted by invoked runes. When this Cactibrom receives 1 or more Earth, you can special cast a Cactibrawl from your underworld. This is a set of 2 cards that basically read your opponent can't activate invoke runes or like chain them, but it's only a 4/6. So at minimum, an Eddy comes in, makes this attack position, and then crashes, and suddenly your 3-cost investment disappears. I should watch Mob Psycho? Well, it's too late for you, sir. I've already seen Sob Psycho and Sob Psycho Season 2. I'm an anime man. What do you expect? Oysteress, this isn't really a good card. I mean, I think there is like an Oyster deck floating around, but I don't think it's that good. This Oysteress gets +1 defense for each enchanting water on the field, so it comes in as a 1/4 baseline. Not really good, but people are playing it for its evolution. And Titan, this is a really good one, or assuming you can get it off. You can discard an Insect Elestral from your hand in order to target and destroy a card. This effect can be activated up to 2 times a turn, while there's a Bug Elestral on the field, and Titan is unaffected by your opponent's Elestral effects. So it has inborn protection, it has destruction, and a lot of the best insect cards in the game. Well, I mean, there are just a lot of good insect cards in the game. I mean, for instance, Specteris is one. Specteris, the lunar that suppresses something and runs something over, that's a bug. So a lot of the time, you're going to be bugging out and murdering people. That said, you probably would only play 1 End Titan in the deck, so I'm glad I pulled at least 1. Porky Wraith. It's a 2/2. When it enters battle with an Elestral, you can give that Elestral -2 for each lunar enchanting this Porky Wraith until the end of the turn. So it basically can trade with anything that has 4 attack. It's too slow. Ardbud. It's the little guy that goes into the End Titan. Who... Ugh. I mean, you're right, Fortnite. Master Reagan is truly the best character in the entire show just because he doesn't put up with people's shit. Well, I mean, he puts up with a lot of shit. But when he locks in, oh boy howdy, he's the best character. And that's just good. He's just good. Ardbud, it's a 2/1. Disenchant 1 from your insect cards in order to special ascend this Ardbud to Aardvarm from your deck. When this Ardbud receives 1 or more Earth, you could search your deck for a 1-cost bug and add it to your hand. So basically, the search is a bug. If you happen to be able to get a bug onto the field, then you can disenchant and then immediately get this into the big one. I know there was a top 8 deck recently that was playing Ardbud and Ant Titan, but I don't know the specifics of it, unfortunately. Why is my camera slowly tilting? There we go. I think. Clovey, 1/4. When the Clovey receives 1 or more Earth, draw a card. Short, simple, to the point. I don't think you really need it in a lot of decks because your deck limit in this game is 40 cards. You can't go over that at all. So 40 is the hard limit. You can't go below, you can't go over. So deck space in this game is very tight. So what you play matters a lot. A little too much in my taste, but you get it. Cacti Brawl, 1/2. When an opponent activates a counter rune, you can disenchant 1 from this Cacti Brawl in order to negate it. When a player casts Sandstorm, you can special ascend this Cacti Brawl to Cacti Brawl. Yeah, so it's basically just prevent your opponent from using counter runes, but why would your opponent use a counter broom if they see that you have a Cacti Brawl on the field? They could summon literally anything to just kill this. Pretty much my thoughts on that one. Did I watch One Punch Man? Yes, I did. I did not see the second season, though, because I heard it was ass. And of course, I'm all for watching good shows, but not one that just drops it. For all the flaws 7 Deadly Sins had, Escanor's peak flex in battle. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was thinking, because One Punch Man took the 7 Deadly Sins route, where they just had a bad second season, or at least bad animation, which really makes me sad. Cinder, 3/2. When Cinder receives 1 or more fire, your opponent must send the top 3 cards from their deck to the underworld. So it's more mill. They're definitely leaning towards fire as like a sub-mill archetype, but I don't think it's going to work out too well. Electronite. It's a Thunder Lunar, 4/6, Nexus Thunder Lunar. When it receives 1 or more Thunder, you can special cast an Electrify from your hand or deck. When you activate your Electrify's effect, you can draw a card. So this is another Swarmer, basically gets a lot of stuff out. It's not too great, though. Titanostrike. It's a long-necked giraffe. I only know that because of my the last printing of this had a specific art for it. It's a giant Brontosaurus, but you definitely can't tell that in this art. When a player casts Thunderstorm, you can expend 1, target and destroy an Elestral, which is really good. Thunderstorm is a 2-cost Thunder, which destroys a back row. So if you have this on the field, destroy a back row, destroy an Elestral. Very simple, but you do have to have all of the combo pieces, which makes it a little less good. Asprowl. This is the mill deck, more of the mill deck. So it's a 2-cost. When Asprowl is sent from your deck to the underworld, you can special ascend your Snowlet to it. So Snowlet is another frost that mills stuff to the graveyard. So if you mill this immediately goes on top of it. You can expend Frost in order to send the top 4 of your deck to the underworld. So you're aiming to go in from Snowlet, mill an Asprowl, get this, activate this, mill 4 more, get the Blistrix, put the Blistrix on the field. It is, quite honestly, gambling 101. And not something I'm here for, because I suck at gambling. It's a 2-mana 6/6. When you cast this Ayozdale, you can foretell 3. You can special cast a 1-Spirit Elestral foretold this way. Not fast enough. Not fast enough. Hold on, let me shift all of this over one. Wait, hold on. I put 2 down here before. The best way to lay this out so I don't have to think about it so much. I'm actually going to lean a bit more to the right. There we go. Wait, Rayala, you want to eat a Brontosaurus? I mean, I can't lie. That is kind of based. I would want to eat a Brontosaurus if they existed too. In regards to One Punch Season 2, they had a solid story going with Garu. I did not see Season 2 of One Punch Man, so I have no idea what happens there or onwards. I know a little bit that happens in the manga, but that's kind of besides the point. I did watch the first season of Spy Family. I think there's a second season now, but I'm not entirely sure. Temple of the Moon. It's basically just the stadium spell for Lunar. They all have the same effect, except specifically for their elements. That's Lunar. No stone unturned. Search your deck for a golem Elestral, add it to your hand. All of the Helioliths are golems, so if you feel like spending 2, you can immediately get one to your hand and then cast that for 2. That's 4 cost for... So 4 is like a fifth of your health. You're spending a fifth of your health to get out a Heliolith, or one of the liths. But probably good, honestly, as a sideboard card, just so you can get rid of stuff. How about Zom 100? I have not seen Zom 100, but I've read the manga for it, or at least a little bit of it. Magnetic Force Field. It's a counter rune for 1. Magnetic Force Field can only be played when an opponent activates a non-counter effect that causes you to expend spirits. Negate the effect, and that opponent must expend 2 instead. So basically, this is anti-eruption. If you're facing a burn deck, you have this in the side deck, put these in, because you're saving yourself a lot of hassle, and you're healing yourself along the way as well. Nabi. It's another bug Elestral. It's a 4-1. When Nabi receives 1 or more lunar, you can give each Elestral that's not lunar solar -2 attack until the end turn. When Nabi destroys an Elestral in battle, you can special send it to Doppelganger from your hand or deck. So basically this can kill anything with less than 6 attack. Ideally, you target something with 5 or less attack so it'll live, and then it gets off to the races and gets into your big guy. What anime should you watch other than Chainsaw Man and Hunter x Hunter? That depends, Easy. What genre are you looking for? What are you thinking? What do you want? Fawnlit. It's a 3-2 for 1. When you normal cast it, you can search your deck for an Artemis, which is the Lunar Divine, or a Theraheart, which is the evolution of the Fawnlit. Fawnlit also gets +1 defense for each lunar enchanting on the field, so it's a 3-3 by default. Where Pup searches your lunar phase and then special ascends. We've been over it. Bandaloon, not good. It's a 3-1 that lets you spend 2 to take control of a rune that your opponent has. Why are they not going to just activate their rune in response to this, and then you've just wasted 2 spirits? Technically 3, because you have this card. Ardvarum, the middle stage. You're looking for a shonen anime? Wait, did I not? Hold on. In my Discord, did I not pin a message that had all of my general recommendations? Oh yeah, I did. Let's see. Shonen. Oh, you already said Hunter x Hunter. Damn it. Why? Why did you already say Hunter x Hunter? Sad. Not a fox. You're really recommending Made in Abyss for a shonen? That's a seinen for sure. That is not. That would not. That does not have any of the good times of a shonen whatsoever. How we doing? Oh, we're doing pretty good. I'm just opening some packs. I'm getting a little distracted because I love yapping. I love yapping a little too much. Oddvarm. It's a 2 for a 6-3. And when you cast it, you can search your deck for a bug, add it to your hand. You could target and destroy a bug, and then you could special summon the big one from your deck. Guardon. Guard. Yeah, no, just Guardon. It's a 2 for a 3-8. Your Elestrals get +2 defense, so it's a 3-10. When an opponent activates an effect that targets 1 or more of your runes, you can expend 2 to negate it. So it's back row protection, but I don't think they're going to do anything that targets your back row if you have that on the field. I love yapping. Based off the lore of this TCG, Pokemon has no real basis for copyright infringement. Absolutely. Wait, what? wait. Why were we talking about copyright infringement? Why did you suddenly say that? You made that comment about Abyss before you saw Ez's comment. Yeah, Maiden Abyss is like, nah. Kaiju number 8 is actually really good. I enjoyed Kaiju number 8 so much that once I finished the anime, I went and read the manga. And the manga, just as good. I mean, I have no idea how the ending is, because we have not reached the ending. It's going in a good direction, so hopefully they don't absolutely fuck it up. It's not so much to ask, is it? I don't think so. Getting into some of the new fire cards. Bellow Bee, 1 for a 2-2. Fire, Wind, Enchanted Elestrals get +1 attack. You can give a target Fire Wind Elestral, give it the effect, this Elestral is unaffected by counter runes until next turn. So this buffs your stuff, and then it lets you ignore your opponent's back row, which is very nice. I like that. Snark! This is one of the reasons why I wanted to play a Water Lunar deck, because it's a 1 mana for a 3/3. When I cast it, I can search my deck for a card that costs Lunar Water. So this is a searcher for all of the high power cards you want to play in that deck. So it's good. We want to play set of that for sure. You want me to recap Kaiju number 8 without spoiling it? Well, this all happens in the first episode, so I'm just going to tell you. In a world where Kaijus are constantly attacking, you follow a character who is part of the cleanup crew. He goes around cleaning up the guts of Kaiju after they've been spilled everywhere. And he gets, let's just say he gets a little slightly infected. He gets slightly maybe turned into a kaiju. And thus, the problems begin. Because society, they don't be liking kaiju, and he's all of a sudden a half kaiju. It's pretty much, yeah. you can guess the rest from there. Starbit. 1 for a 1/1. Starbit gets +2 attack for each water enchanting it, so it's a 3/1. You can Nexus up to 2. When Starbit has 7 more attack during your main phase, you must either destroy it or special ascend it to Starbit Supernova from your hand or deck. Supernova is a 7 attack, 2 defense, I think? Way easier to get out with a different card than use Starbit to get it out, though. Electrify, so this is the one that works off of the other bug. It's a 1/1/1. You can disenchant Electric from the Electrify, search your deck for a 1-spirit Electric, and add it to your hand. If it did not kill itself whenever it activated its effect, maybe it would be worth it, but no. Nope. Windjin. There's also a good Windjin deck going around. So, when Windjin receives 1 or more wind, you can name a card, then foretell 3. If 1 or more cards with that name are foretold this way, you can add 1 to your hand and special ascend it to Tornajin from your hand or deck. So basically it's way better in solar decks where you can foretell, that way you know it's on top of the deck. Foretell 3, hit it, bam, Windjin becomes like an 8/2, and you start hitting in for a bunch of damage. Where is my... do I not have... I don't have wind. There is no wind. Oh my god, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is, like... you can definitely tell it's the same author who wrote Hunter x Hunter, because you just see a lot of, like, stuff that goes into it. Like, you could see the ideas, how they were, and how they evolved, and I love it! I love it! I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Draco Ray. Solar Fire, 7/3. When you cast Draco Ray, you can return up to 3 solar from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. During your draw phase, you can expend 1 to special ascend Draco Ray to Dragulus from your deck. I don't know what Dragulus is, we'll have to see when it gets there. It's the equipped card for Bow of Artemis. Empowered Elestral deals piercing damage. When Empowered Elestral declares an attack, you can Nexus 1 from your Artemis to the Empowered Elestral. So it deals piercing, and it gets more stuff on the Elestral for more piercing. It's piercing plus piercing. Ah, our first lunar phase. There are 8 different kinds. This is Waxing Gibbous. Watch Sakamoto Days. It's good. I mean, I believe you. I mean, I loved Way of the House Husband, and Sakamoto Days is basically just that, but more. So yeah, no, I will. These cards are very strange because, like, half of them are really good and busted, and half of them are just kind of eh. This is target a Lunar Enchanted Elestral and change its position. You can expend Lunar and discard a Lunar phase. If you do, target Elestral cannot be destroyed by cards or effects once this turn. So this is a good anti-Lunar card. It's a sideboard card at most. Ooh, Shiny Torchin. It's a 1/1 for 1 fire. When Torchin declares an attack, you can return fire spirits from your Underworld to your Spirit deck up to the number of enchanting fire on your field. So if you play like your Divine Fire and you have this on the field, then all of a sudden you get back like 4 fire from your graveyard to your deck. So it's good as a late game card. I don't know how much it is good by itself because it is just a 1/1 at the end of the day. Ooh. Okay. I don't know, Easy. If you want a shonen, I'll probably have to go in my list and, like, find one later on. You're in my Discord, right? I could probably just find one and, send it there. What's hotter than a space pirate with anger issues? A cat girl space pirate with anger issues. Shout out to, oh god, it's not Lucky. It's not Lucky Star. It's Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star. I gotcha. Outlaw Star, cat girl, space pirate. Yes, peak. Let's see, we've already seen Toxiri, Havacub, Drakid, Porky Wraith, Art Bud. We're starting to get into the duplicates. I like this. We're starting to get through. Spoiled Fruit. This is actually really good against heal decks because a lot of heal decks running around now. Spoiled Fruit can only be played when an opponent activates a card from a card effect that returns one or more spirits from their underworld to their spirit deck. Negate that effect, destroy the card. So if they activate an Elestral that does it, bam, they lose 2 cards instead of just 1. Especially good against those heal decks. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. We don't want them to get their stuff back. We don't want them to heal. And at the very least, everyone is playing 3 copies of Ambrosia, which is a heal spell, so Spoiled Fruit is always active. It's good. Rio Key is a sweetheart of a Cabot girl? Rabbit girl? Is that what you want? She's also a ship because anime. Wait, what? Wait, what? A cat girl is a ship? I'll have to think about that one. It's a 1/3/3 for Carrion. When Carrion is destroyed in battle, you can target the Elestral that destroyed it, take control of the Elestral until the end phase. So during your turn, you would want to crash this into your opponent's Elestral. Really specific in usage, because you're kind of relying on your opponent to have good cards, and that's never like a good thing to rely on. Oh, that's from Tenchi Muyo? Oh, I'm stupid. Of course that's from Tenchi Muyo. I mean, I'm not really a good... I think I've seen like 1 or 2 seasons of Tenchi Muyo, and I know that it has like 8, or at least like 4, and then like 4 alt, like... I was about to say 4 alt accounts. That's not 4 sub-stories, 4... You know what I mean. 4 other stories about itself that aren't canon, but are their own canon. This is now how you get off to the races. It's a 1 for 4/2. When it receives a frost, send the top 3 from your deck to the graveyard. So this, send the top 3, get that one if it's milled, put it on top. That one, activate, send 4. If you mill the next one, put that on top. You could possibly get out a 3 Elestral on turn 1, which is crazy. Kakare. Kakare these nuts. Kakare can't be suppressed. When you activate First Light, you can special ascend Kakare to Draco Ray from your hand or deck. So you play this, play First Light, bam, it immediately becomes a 2, and then also whatever that 2 decides to do, which I don't really know. I'm sure we'll draw it. Oh, it's so adorable. Look at it. Armadon is probably my favorite card art, at least for this set, just because it's a spike shield armadillo. What's not to like? It's a 1/6, so it survives most stuff turn 1, because remember, 5 is what you're aiming for in terms of damage. This survives most 5s. Does not survive Eddy, though. When Armadon changes position, the opponent must expend 1. So if they do Eddy it, they at least have to pay 1. Luxomare. It's a 4/5 for 1. When your opponent takes control of this Luxomare, you can special cast an Ao's Dale from your hand or deck. Which is... that strategy is just not good. There's not enough payoff for it, for giving your opponent stuff. Whoop. Lunar Phase Waning Crescent. Return up to 2 from your underworld to your spirit deck. So it's a mini Ambrosia. Ambrosia costs 1 and it returns any 3. So this costs 1 and it returns 2. Slightly smaller, but still. When this Lunar Phase is discarded by another Lunar's Phase, draw a card, discard a card. So it's also hand fixing in that deck. Tsunami. This is one you can search with Schnark. It's a Tsunami, High Tide, 2 cost, change the position of up to 2 Elestrals. You can enchant water or lunar from your underworld to your field. So it costs 2, but effectively gets back 1, so it technically only costs 1, if you want to think about it that way. Good for removal, good for getting good trades in when you can. Aurora Borealis. It's a counter rune for 1. Discard a card in order to enchant up to 1 frost from your underworld to your field. Return up to frost from your underworld to your spirit deck. So this is discard a card, get 2 spirits back, but get them back in a very specific way, which I do not think is probably playable. Ah, Lunar Phase New Moon! Look at it! Adorable! You see all the foxes go on it. Target an Elestral on the field, suppress it until the end phase. Simple. You can expend 1 equal to the targeted card's enchantment cost, and discard a lunar card. If you do, destroy it. So, this is only good in that lunar phase deck if you have multiple lunar phases. Otherwise, it's just target something and suppress it, which there are other things that do it much more efficiently. There we go. Clovey comes in, draws a card. Cacta Brawl. Cinder fires over here. Bellow Bee. Schnark. We only need 1 more Schnark, boys. Only 1 more. Cedar Soar. It's a duel. Cacta Braum. Oistress. We still have not gotten the evolution for Oistress either. Ah, Tornadjin. It's the evolution of the other Jin. It's a face reveal. Why are you saying face reveal? Shut up. Easy. Shush. Shush your face. If you spam that more, oh, you're getting a timeout. Your mother will have a stern talking to tonight after, of course. I just won't say it. Okay. So the other one can, if you call it right, you can get this from your deck on top of it. You can expend Wind Solar, search your deck for 3 cards with different names. If you do, add 1 to your hand, shuffle the rest in your deck. I'm pretty sure that is good for like a healing, like core, because you basically just have you name 3 different healing cards, get them all to your hand. That way you're for sure to have one. Easy. If your mother's gonna call you, that's up to her. I didn't tell her to do anything. Yet. Another lunar phase. This is first quarter. It's a counter rune. Draw a card. You can discard a lunar phase to return a Voldusk, Volumbra, or Volclipse from your underworld to your hand. So it's specifically for that deck. Not really good otherwise. Waning Gibbous. Shuffle a lunar phase, Volumbra, or Volclipse from your hand or underworld to your deck. Search your deck for a Voldusk, add it to your hand. So this is a restart. In that deck, if you've gone through all of your combo, you need more. Lunar Phase will return more to your deck and also get you the starter. If you were to pay me $500, you think I would put on a maid suit? I don't know. I guess you could say I'm a sucker for money. But also, I don't think I would allow anyone to pay me $500, just because that is a crazy amount, like, and you're not really even getting anything from it. So, probably no. I'm gonna go with no. Solid no. Search your deck for 2 lunar phase, send them to your underworld. When this lunar phase is discarded by another lunar phase, return lunar to your spirit deck. So this is a miller for 2 of them, so you get 2 of their effects off. Temple of the Moon, No Stone Unturned. Cunning Offer. This is the other one that, like, for the horse, it's a 1 mana. Until the end phase, an opponent takes control of target Elestral on your field. When that Elestral's destroyed, they expend 3. So basically, the whole thing is you summon the horse, give them the horse, get the better horse from your deck, kill that horse. It's just very slow, and there's not really much point to do it as of yet. Not good. Not good. You'd be getting out a lot of Schadenfreude. Money well spent. I don't know. I don't know about that one. It's a counter rune. Target an Elestral in your underworld, put it on top of your deck. So this is just recursion. Doppelganger, the evolution of Nabi. It's a 2/5/4. Elestrals that are not solar wind enchanted get -1 attack for each lunar enchanting this. When this receives one or more lunar wind in a nexus, you can special ascend it to Fulgorix. So this has another evolution, and it can come out. Oh, hey, look, Starbit. It's the evolution of... Well, I mean, Starbit is the evolution of Starbit. So Starbit, this boy, if it gets 7 attack, it kills itself, or it sends out this one. It's a 7/2 for 1, cannot be normal cast. When you special cast the Starbit with another Starbit's effect, it gains if the Starbit would be destroyed, Nexus all spirits from it if you do draw a card. Most of the time, you're not even playing this with Starbit's effect. Most of the time, you're playing this with a card called Foamy, which is a 1/1 that when it's destroyed, it summons a 1 cost from your deck. So it's basically just that gets destroyed, and then you summon out a 7 attack beater, which is very good. So, Easy, is there a reason why you're pulling out Oogway quotes on my stream? And any particular reason you're trying to put some turtle lore here? I don't know, I'm starting to doubt your intentions, man. It's getting real sus. Electronite, Titano Strike, Asprowl. Oh yeah, we be prowling for them asses. We be prowling. Oh hey, look, a Fulgorix. It's a 2 lunar and a wind, 10/6. Elestrals that are not lunar solar enchanted get -5 attack. You can Nexus lunar wind. When Fulgorix receives 1 or more lunar wind in a Nexus, target an opponent's card and put it on the bottom of their deck. So it's a shuffle back, and it will kill stuff. It does not have any protection though, so it's very vulnerable to like Shield of Achilles, which bounces back to hand, or Poison Tipped Arrow, although Poison Tipped Arrow takes a turn to actually get it, so maybe you're already doing damage by then. Whoop, still good to know. I mean, Easy, you can say that you're Oogway all that you want, but you're not on your alternate Oogway account, so you're just lying to me right now. You're just lying. This man is coming over here and saying he's someone that he's not. Can you believe the audacity? Can you believe the audacity of this man? Oh, Theraheart's the evolution of the deer. It's a 2 for a 6/4. When a player activates a counter rune, you can disenchant 2 from your Artemis, negate the rune, then you can special send this Theraheart to your Posthumous from your hand or deck. So this is essentially the way you're supposed to get out the Posthumous. However, we have Full Moon, and Full Moon can do it on any 1 cost. You don't need to have the obvious counter for a counter rune. So it's a little slower. Am I calling you a liar? Well, yes, I am calling you a liar. Because unfortunately, Oogway, you're not Oogway. You're Master Ogway. What do you say to that, Ogway? You gonna still pretend to be someone that you're not? It's a 2 cost, 5/7 Volumbra. When you discard a lunar phase during your main phase, you can special ascend Voldusk to this Volumbra from your hand. So basically, the little one searches you for a lunar phase, the lunar phase activates, discard something, you get this. And then, when you cast a full moon, you can special ascend this to a Volclipse from your deck. You came out of the spirit realm for this? Well, you came out not hard enough then. What made me get into this game other than the cardboard? The system, the life system. Literally, in order to play any of your cards, you have to take your life and pay for them, and it just creates a whole third dimension to the game, in that one of the most powerful spells in the game is actually a heal spell. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I have my deck over here. I was playing a Thunder deck. PTA, Gorgon's Gaze. Ah, here it is. Whoop. Ambrosia. It's a 1-mana spell card. Return 3 spirits from your underworld to your spirit deck. It's literally meta. It is in every single deck as a 3 of. Because in this game, literally you're only constrained by how much life you have. And the more of it you have, the more cards you could play. And that's super interesting to me. So that's pretty much what got my attention. And then all of the card designs and all of the art got me to stay in it. Whoop. And also Hypnosm. Look at them. Look at him. I love this art. It's a 1/1 for 1. When Hypnosm is destroyed, you can special cast it from your underworld in attack position misenchanted. Interesting. So if it's destroyed, it basically just comes back, but it then does not have its effect again. Target a lunar enchanted Elestral, give it +1 attack until the end phase for each lunar world and all underworlds. It's not good, it's too slow. It costs 2, which is insane. Listen, Ogway, you can spam out Oogway quotes at me all you want. Does not change the fact that you ain't him. You ain't that guy, Chief. Lunar phase first quarter. Draw a card, discard a lunar phase to return a... Oh, we already saw that one. There are so many lunar phases, it's so hard to know which ones I've done already. This is Shuffle 1 at a Voldusk. Draco Ray, which is the... Yeah, we already went over that one. Bow of Artemis. Lunar phase, Waxing Gibbous. Yes, we haven't seen Waning Gibbous yet. Oh, hey, look, a regular Posthumous. Of course, it's not as cool as this one, and not as cool as the stained glass ones that I have. Whoop. Still interesting, though. If she's a carry, hit a parry. Well, I'm sorry to say this, Ogway, but I do not parry. I don't know who's been filling your head with this parry nonsense, but unless a game forces me to, I refuse to learn how to parry. Which is pretty much like there's only been 2 games where I've been actively forced to parry. It was Sekiro and Metal Gear Revengeance. Cuphead? I wouldn't say that's parrying. I mean, it's called parrying. I wouldn't call that parrying. Because you can only parry certain objects at certain times. It's just not... It just... does not sound... doesn't fit the category in my brain. Of course, that might just be a me thing, but... I can want. Return up to 2, that's the Mini Ambrosia, Tsunami, Aurora Borealis. Carry Off. It's a 2 for a 5/3. When Carry On is destroyed in battle, you could special cast Carry Off from your hand, so when the little one dies, this one comes out to try and avenge it. You can expend 2 Lunar to target an opponent's Celestial and take control of it until the end phase. So more take control of your opponent's stuff. If he's a baby, then hate me, and that doesn't make any sense. You're right, Easy, you don't make sense. So why are you trying to pass yourself off as this Ogway character? Listen, man, all you have to do is be yourself, and also be kind. I understand how doing both of those things might be hard at the same time, but we can try. Aviolith, so this is the Wind Lith. It's a 2 for a 4/6. It could be normal cast with 2 Wind if an opponent has at least 2 face-down runes. When you cast this Aviolith, you can draw a card for each face-down rune on an opponent's field. So it's basically card draw, and it doesn't exactly do anything about those runes when it does come in. So I can see why I haven't really heard of Aviolith, it's just not as strong as the others. I mean, the 2 strongest ones are definitely Acolights and Lavalith, and then probably Heliolith is the third. I'm not doing the outro. Calm down, Easy. Fawnlet, Voldusk, Gloombat, Toxiri, Havacub, Cunning Offer, Helioslumber, Doppelgator, Ectopossum. Yes, we've already gone over that one. We're getting into it. We're getting into it. We're getting to the point where we only need to worry about the rares and also the shinies. Wrong side. Winjin. Carry On. Snowlet. I've seen people call this Snowlet, but like, come on now. Would you pronounce this Snowlet or Snowlet? Because I'm leaning towards Owlet, personally, so Snowlet. I think Snowlet just doesn't, I just don't think it makes as much sense. But that's how some people have been saying it, and it annoys me. To no end. It annoys me to all of the ends, maybe. You're pronouncing it Snowlet? Doubt. That's first quarter. Waning Gibbous. Final quarter. We've been over so many of these, it's hard to tell what the lunar phases I've gone over and what I haven't. I could just make a full Blistrix deck, actually. Assuming I pull a Blistrix. It's a 2/4 for 1. When Corvuscull receives 1 or more lunar, you can foretell 3 and exchange a foretold card with a card in your underworld. Interesting. So you can... I'm telling you easy. I will time you out. I will time you and all of your alternate accounts out if you keep spamming that. It's not like up for discussion. You're just kind of spamming, which is never cool. Listen, man. You can't be a nuisance. Don't let yourself go to that length. Don't let yourself go to that depth, you know. Once you let yourself be a nuisance, that's it. That's kind of it for you. Ooh. Cunning Offer, Helio Slumber, Doppelgator. Ah, it's Dragolus. It's the fully upgraded version of the guy. You're not easy. That ain't me. I don't know. Pretty ironic that you both said that at the exact same time. Curious and curiouser. Anyways, 2 solar and a fire. You can expend fire in order to suppress each face-up card on an opponent's field into the end phase. So basically this comes in, make sure everything doesn't activate. Then enchant solar from your spirit deck or underworld to Dragolus up to the number of cards suppressed this way. So it basically gets a lot of stuff on it, and then if it runs over something, you basically hit them for 1 billion. No, you read it late. I don't know, Easy. I'm just saying, I've never seen you and Fortnite and Ogway in the same room before. Just doesn't make much sense. You're trying to cover this up like it's not all you, but I know it's you. So it's not really computing. Salashade. This is another mill card, I'm pretty sure. It's a fire and a lunar. It gets +1 for each Elestral in your opponent's underworlds. When a player casts an Elestral, an opponent must send the top 3 cards of their deck to the underworld. So this comes out, tries to stay on the field for as long as possible, lets your opponent mill himself out, but it costs 2. Maybe it would be playable as a 1 cost, but you have to play that over something, and I just don't know what you would want to put over it, especially with so many, like, an Eddy kills that thing. So 1 cost for like a 3-card, like, a 3-card investment that gets outed by 1, just not good. It's not good. What happens if I lose a sub? Will I not watch JoJo? I'll consider it. I mean, it's already on the schedule, so I don't see why not. But I would consider it. And by it, I mean consider not watching it. Oh, and we got the Blistrix. Nice, nice, nice. So if we wanted to, we could totally make that deck. It's when Blistrix is sent from your deck to the underworld, you could special ascend your Ass Prowl to it. You can return 3 Elestrals from your underworld to the bottom of your deck in order to destroy a card. So this is the payoff for the mill. You essentially always have Elestrals in your graveyard because all of your cards send them, and then this is always going to pop something. So I'm not sure if you would run 3. I think at most you would run 2, because if you don't have any cards in your field, you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But also you don't want only 1 of it, because you still need to mill it in order to get its effect. I'll have to see what the Blistrix decks were actually running to see if it's worth it. First Quarter, Werepup, Bandaloon, Aardvarm. Ooh, we got a special Tsunami. Change all Elestrals to defense position unless they are water enchanted. Gotta love me the alt-arts. I love me the alt-arts. Well, I mean, easy. I've already watched My Hero Academia. And also, I have never agreed to a face reveal whenever any of you have suggested it. I mean, I'm not against, like, a face reveal, I just don't see the point. It's like, I'm just gonna be here talking and yapping anyway. What's the difference between looking at me or looking at an avatar? Cryptaurus, it's a 1 for a 2/4, gets +2 attack for each time you foretold this turn. You can expend Lunar in order to foretell 3, add any number of Lunar Elestrals that cost at least 2 to your hand. Interesting. I mean, I think it's a little too slow. It's a bit like Astrabbit, except it just becomes a 4/4 if it only activates its own effect. So even then, it doesn't really get much. You would have to foretell 2 times in order to get rid of stuff. And I think that's a little too much investment to actually make the card good. You want me to watch Excel Saga in English? Excel Saga was... I think it was decent when I watched it. Probably not the best, especially since it ended on like a cliffhanger. Is the English dub really that bad, though? Like, did they just not even try? I'm kind of curious now. Ooh, Lunar, Bop, Artemis, Gibbous, Joblin! We finally pulled a Joblin. Oh my god, it's been forever. It's a 1 water, 1 lunar. Basically can come right on top of your Snark. You can expend water to change the position of a Elestral that's not water enchanted. And whenever anything changes their position, draw a card. So when you have this, you have like the eddies, you have like the high tides or the tsunamis. All of those change positions. All of those will draw you cards with Joblin. And that's really why I want to make the deck. Luckily, we only need 1 or 2. No, they did not try at all. Excel's voice was like an ice pick to your ears. Ooh, that is a rough evaluation. Waning Gibbous, Final Quarter, Temple of the Moon, No Stone Unturned, Snowlet. Oh my god, this pile of lunars is getting out of hand. Also, should probably at least somewhat keep these neat. I might just grab them afterwards. Ooh, Artemis, another divine rune. So Artemis, basically you cast it, you can add up to 3 lunar to it, so it can come in with 4. Disenchant 1, target and suppress an opponent's Elestral until the end of next turn. So basically it just negates them for your turn and also a future turn. It's also my first Artemis. I mean, I don't think... Artemis isn't really as good as some of the other divines, so I think I would only want 1 or 2. I mean, considering how many boxes were open, we better open 1 or 2. That'd be a little awkward if we didn't open any. Ooh, Waning Gibbous, Electromite, Titano Strike, Asprowl. Oh, and Fornax. It's a Fire and a Wind, 4/7. Expend a wind to return an opponent's card to their hand. When you cast an Elestral or rune with at least Fire Wind, you can give this in Formax +2 attack until the end phase. Most of the time I think this is going to be in defense, and then you're just, like, you just chuck your opponent's stuff back to their hand. Just keep sending it back to their hand, that way they can't play the game, and just lock them out. Lock them out forever until they cry. There's nothing more that I love other than the tears of my opponents as they play worse than me. Or if I'm playing not as good as them and I still win. So this is Full Moon. This is really the one that we do want to get. This is absolutely like one of the busted cards of the set. It's a counter rune, so it's a trap card. 1 cost, enchant 2 lunars to an Elestral on your field. When lunar phase is discarded by another, you can foretell 3. We don't care about the second effect. Just enchanting 2 lunar to an Elestral lets you make some sick fucking plays that let you rapid ascend into things. So, very important. We want 3 of those for damn sure. What are deck size limits on cards? So, the hard limit, like, deck size is 40. You can only have 40 cards, which means competition is rough. Competition to have deck space, absolutely insane. Especially since everyone is playing, like, the major staples, like I said. Like, everyone is playing the trap cards, everyone is playing the Astrabbit and the Eddies. I got me a shiny Illuminape, and also a Gardon. I don't really care for, like, the shiny spirits as much. I mean, I do like them, but I would much rather it be one of the actual cards than a life point. Whoop. I'm gonna have so many packs over there. So many. Cunning Offer, Helios Chamber, Doppelgator, Oistillery. This is the first evolution of that Oyster card we saw. It's a 4/8 for 2. Oistillery in your hand can special ascend to your Oistress if you also disenchant water from your field. You can discard a water to target and destroy a card. Oh, so that's why people are playing the bad one. So people are playing the bad one just so they can play this on top of it for free and then start blowing up their opponent's field. That makes a lot more sense. I knew the payoff had to be crazy in order to play that card. How am I going to do the JoJo stream? No, I'm not going to show it on the stream because I'm not about to be copyrighted. I'm essentially going to just be watching it on my own, maybe with some, like, background noise, probably no background noise. And then I'm just going to be telling you guys, like, the episode I'm on, where I'm starting, and then we're just going to do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Because there's no way I'm about to be copyright stricken. I'll probably upload a video of me reacting to it with the scenes. At least for, like, the big reactions and stuff. But that's kind of it. That's kind of all it's going to be sitting at. Whoop. Snark, Starbit, Electrify, not Electrify, Electrify, Divine Healing. It's a 1 cost, enchant up to 3 from your underworld to a divine rune on your field. So, like, if Artemis is on the field, I could play this, add 3 to it. One thing that's interesting to know about Elestrals is that in order to play a card, you don't necessarily have to play the card from your spirit deck. You can disenchant from your field. So if Artemis is on the field, it has 2 attached to it, you can actually disenchant 1 to play Divine Healing, and then put 3 more on your Artemis. So you're net bonusing on that one. But a little bit of an interesting thing you can do. I don't think Divine Healing is necessarily good enough, considering all of the other heal cards we have. But there's eventually going to be a Divine Rune that's so broken you need it to have as much as possible, and that's when Divine Healing is going to be good. Porky Wraith, Draco Ray, Bulb Artemis, Hurricane. This is also another of the chase cards from the set. It's basically just a 3 cost, so it's very expensive. Destroy all face-down runes. So, if your opponent overcommits, they play 2 or 3 back row, Hurricane comes down, blows up their back row. They're going to cry. They're going to absolutely cry. So it's kind of interesting. The meta will shake up as to people respecting Hurricane too much, and then people only setting 1, and then people not playing Hurricane because of that, because people are only setting 1. Then people are going to forget about Hurricane and start setting 2 or 3. Then Hurricane's going to come back in. It's going to be a big chase and pull with Hurricane. I think it's definitely, like, one of the best sideboard cards, for sure. Because people are going to respect it or they're not. And if you see them not respecting it, well, then you just slide it in and murder them. How dare they disrespect you like that? How dare they come to your house and pretend they can just do that to you? Get rid of their back row, I say. Get rid of every single bit of back row they have. Whoop. Let's see, Winjin. I mean, yeah, easy. I'm not about to just, like, post a video of raw JoJo's Bizarre Adventure footage. No. I am going to put, like, a screen filter on it or something. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not about to get a strike on my YouTube channel. I've streamed too much to lose this channel. It's not going to happen. At least, I really, really hope that it's not going to happen. Because I would be inconsolable. Absolutely inconsolable. Ooh. So yeah, if you want to watch it with me, you're free to join in on Sunday when I'm going to be watching JoJo's. Or you could decide not to, and eventually, in the future, at some point, I will upload my reaction to it with, obviously, the filter over. So that way I won't get copy-stricken into oblivion. Now you gotta watch JoJo's on your own. I mean, you won't watch it on your own. I'll be watching it at the same time. But yes, if you were hoping that I was just going to stream it for some reason, no. No, I'm not doing that. So, I mean, at least make sure you have... Wait, is it still on Netflix? I think it's still on Netflix. If it's not, I guess I'm going to be a little more sad. New Moon is alright. We got 2 more packs of this one. And then we're just going to shotgun the rest of the... Because we have 3 more. We have 3 more after this, and it's taken me about an hour for 2. Although we have gone over most of the cards. Right now we're just looking for, like, the rarer ones. Or maybe the alt arts. Or maybe the serialized versions. Spoiled fruit, really good. We only have 1 of those, though. A little concerning. Well, no, now we have 2. Never mind. With a whole nother box, we're sure to open the last one. You got Netflix? That's good. That means that's all you need. That's all you need to enjoy the show. Kakare. Well, I mean, that and maybe good timing, but I'm going to be telling you the timing. So ideally, you are good at listening, I suppose. Oh, all right. Whoop. That's it. Yeah. Oh, God, my headset. Ah! Everything's falling. It's over. It's all Jover. Okay. Let's go back to a box. Okay, let's set all these off to the side. Move some stuff so that I can set it off to the side. Huge stacks. Solar. I'm keeping all of my, like, rare pulls off to the side, though. That way I don't mix them up with the general masses, you know. These high-quality cards need to be a cut above the rest, you see. Yes, yes, they must be kept aside. That way the common folk don't believe they're of the same tier. I don't know why I decided to do that, but it seemed like a good idea at the time, and now I'm thoroughly regretting it. All the spirits. And the spoiled fruit, which can go in my general. Alright, sweet. You can't wait for Donkey Kong Country 2. It's definitely a bit more challenging, but the levels are all amazing and unique, and slightly a step up from DKC. You're making me a little nervous here. Let's see, another Pharaoh, guys. Dope, dope, dope. At least they give you, like, the cover card with all of the sets. That way you can just get it right away. So, we've seen most of these cards. Let's go rapid fire mode. Let's go rapido. Okay, so... Fungide, Remicole, Hummaburst, Eddie, Larvacell. Actually, let me, like, rearrange this so all of the lights are going to be right. You know, let's make that right there. Poison Tunic, Mudslide, Arcolith, Leviathan. My thumb is going to be so sore after this. Okay, I can't open it from that end. Dope, 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 dope. Love that. Love it when packs decide to not cooperate with how I want to open it. My desk is absolutely, like, littered with packs right now. What colors am I missing? I'm missing a bunch of colors, actually. So there's Earth, Earth, Mixed, Light, Light. Oh, another Ash Rabbit. Nice. About to say, we need to get our 3 ofs at least, because the limits for each card in this game is 3. So at the very least, I think 3 is the optimal number for a card game. Because 2, it doesn't really feel like you're collecting anything. And 4, it gets really fucking expensive, especially when you need to add 4 cards that each cost $30. I mean, Elestrals is way cheaper than that. So Elestrals, I don't really think it has any crazy expensive cards other than, like, the serialized ones. Ooh, and another Apollo. Nice. Ooh. I mean, like I said, Nintendo could probably step on me and spit on me at the same time. Neither of which I'm into, by the way, just for reference. And I would still buy their products, even if they costed a shit ton. Because I must play the next Pokemon. It's not a question. I will be playing the next Pokemon, and I will be owning the console it comes out on. So why not buy other games that the console's going to come on? And I mean, we've already discussed this a little bit. Some of you are going to be living vicariously through me. Apparently I don't have a wind pile. Congratulations, you're the new wind pile. because I'm definitely going to be going through all of the... Wait, did I open this before? You can Nexus 2. If you do, you could target a non-stadium rune. If it's face up, turn it face down. Rune can't be cast as long as Bromelix is... Okay, so it's a negate? Not a negate. It's a stall for something that is face up. But yeah, no. I'm going... So, like, $80 for a game... I mean, it sucks. It really does. But if I tell you that I wouldn't pay that for a game, I'm lying. I mean, I probably just wouldn't buy games as often, but I would definitely still get a bunch of them. Especially, like, all of, like, the crazy ones they announced, like Kirby Air Riders, the new Donkey Kong Country, the FromSoft game that's coming out, that's going to be a Nintendo exclusive. I have to play all of them. Will I be streaming the new Pokemon for at least first impressions before continuing solo? It'll be on the schedule, not a fox. I will be streaming the entirety of the new Pokemon game on stream. So you don't have to worry about me, like, cutting it out or anything. Honestly, if I'm being real with you, when the new Pokemon game comes out, I'm probably going to take a few days off. And I'm going to play the ever-loving hell out of it. By the time I go back to work, it will most likely be finished. Maybe not finished as in, like, completely done, but finished as in all of, like the Elite Four beaten, at the very least. Oh yeah, Mario Kart as well. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to be playing the Mario Kart on stream. Probably just either with you guys, if any of you decide to get the Switch 2, or just online, or you know what, just the story mode. Although I don't know if there's actually going to be a story mode. It seemed like they were hinting at it a little bit, but hard to say, hard to say. Galvanom, Galvanomenon. I know, Sony is just... So I bet the thing that shocked Sony the most was the announcement of a FromSoft exclusive. It's like, wait, no, but that's ours! But we had the FromSoft exclusive! Not anymore, bitch! Not anymore! In fact, Switch players will have our own version now. I don't know, it's going to be really tough. I'm not sure if there is going to be another Smash installment. Sakurai was working on the last one literally until, like, it stopped coming out with content. So I'm not sure if he wants to, like, commit himself to that, especially since he was making... Oh god, he was coming out with another game. What was the other game that he was making? I saw his name on something, and I was like, holy shit. Holy shit, this is gonna be hype, and I completely forgot what he was doing. What was Sakurai doing? Oh, that's gonna bother me. Was he working on Kirby Air Riders? Was that what he was working on? It might have been. Kinda hope it was, actually. Because that's how you know it would be hype. I mean, if they come out with a Donkey Kong movie, I suppose we'll know that they're going to go for a cinematic universe. But until we get at least 3 or 4, I would say don't expect anything, just because that's the obvious. Like, they're not going to do anything unless they can get money from it. So who knows if they are going to get money from it. You still don't get why they never added Waluigi? There's so much demand. Well, that's because they think that Waluigi is not unique enough to have his own moveset. And I mean, it's true. Waluigi has never had, like, his own game. He's never done really anything. The only thing he's done is... He was literally introduced to just be the partner to Wario for Mario Tennis. I would love a Waluigi game. But, like, what would it be? Because the only thing I can think of is make a game, like... Because he's too much like Wario to actually have, like, a unique thing going on, you know? Which is, it's really sad to say, but I get Nintendo's position on it. He just hasn't done enough. Genuinely, I kind of forgot that Seth Rogen played DK. Which I guess is, like, a good thing. Because Seth Rogen, he just has such, like, a familiar voice. Such a familiar, like, cadence that it's hard to see him playing anything other than him. So the fact that I forgot that he played DK, probably a good thing. Because that means he wasn't obviously himself when watching the movie. Don't poke the bears, the wisp, the tower, sundial. Look at the up. That felt like I got another card, but nope. Cyclovenom. My thumb is starting to hurt. My desk is also flooded with packs. I should have maybe brought like a trash can over here. That way I could just throw them right away. Probably would have been smart, but I have never claimed... Well, I mean, I have claimed to be smart, actually. Listen, I have high intelligence, I have low wisdom. For my D&D scorecard, I would definitely get a minus to perception, for sure. That's not even in question. Whoop. Waluigi had his own game before, but it's lost media? Oh, really? So they did try to make a Waluigi game. I wasn't even aware of that. Your guess is Wario and Luigi are going to be in the next movie if they do continue? So you think the next one is just going to be a setup for, like, the Evil Twin saga, where they introduce Wario and Waluigi? I mean, like, the story is pretty much whatever they can think of. Which is both good and bad. Because, like, the Mario movie, by itself, pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. Actually, quite a bit. So if they could do that again, I would not be one to... Up, there go all the packs. They started falling down on the floor. Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to have to pick all that up. At the very least, packs are not as desirable to eat for the tiny dog. She will not be eating the plastic today. Mostly because I think we just taught our dog better than to put random stuff in her mouth. But, end of the day, dogs do be dogs. They do try their best to murder themselves if they are allowed. Oh, Coastal Lith, that's a new one. I mean, it's probably the worst of the Lith cards. It can be normal cast with 2 if an opponent has at least 2 Elestrals in defense position. When you cast this Coastal Lith, you can special cast a 1 Elestral from your hand, a 1-cost water Elestral. So it's very specific. Your opponent is most likely not going to have 2 defense position Elestrals most of the time, unless you, like, Tsunami them. And even then, Coastal Lith just special summons something from your hand, versus, like, Acolights that has a bunch on it and can go for game-ending turns, or Lavalith that destroys creatures, or Heliolith that destroys spells. It's just not as good as the other ones, unfortunately. Phosphocell. We have so many Phosphocells now. What? They didn't really try. It was going to be one of those flash games. Oh, about cutting toenail. What is with them? No, stop showing feet and or feet accessories. We do not need your toenail clippings. Just leave him be. Oh, we have 3 Helioliths now. That is not the solar pile. Ooh. So if I do want to play an artifact deck, or maybe even the heal deck, I definitely could now. You're so high you just went down the rabbit hole of how terrifying a Yoshi's biology actually is. Why would you, like, did you actually, like, look up? Wait. Oh, no, that's Bowser's inside story. I was like, was there a point in time when we're actually shown what the inside of a Yoshi looks like? Not really, I don't think. Unless we do actually go inside one for like Mario and Luigi game. But I don't think they do. I don't think there's any point where they do enter a Yoshi. Let's see. Dratara, Sundial, Glimbat, Nebuleo, P-Gleam, First Light, Poisoned Tunic, a Mudslide, and another Golden Fleece. Golden Fleece is actually pretty good for a Rune Bank. Basically, a Rune Bank is something that's just... It's meant to be a card on the field that holds runes. That's quite purposely, like, that is literally the purpose of them. It's so you can nexus stuff from one thing to another very efficiently, while, like, not having other stuff, like, take away from it. I think I explained that very poorly, but my brain is kind of, like, on pack opening mode. Wait, what? Easy, you said it's literally like human skin. What, Yoshi's? Like Yoshi skin? Does it really surprise you that Yoshi skin is like human skin? Or are you saying something else is like human skin, and I should be a lot more, like, concerned? You could be saying that to me. Okay, tiny dog, bye. She just went zooming out the door. So who knows what got her attention. Wind is solar. There we go. Yoshi is a dinosaur, which are pre-evolved modern-day birds. You don't know that about Yoshi. Birds have a very powerful stomach acid that dissolves things very quickly. Yoshi eats an enemy, instantly digests, then forms a thin shell around the remains to throw at enemies. But, like, that's not what happens. If anything, a Yoshi literally just eats someone and then forms an egg around them and then lays them. I don't think it actually, like, digests them or anything. Like, it doesn't melt them or do anything like that. I think you're just blowing this out of proportion. You're starting to fear Yoshis when they really aren't nothing to be feared. Of course, there's always the chance that they poop you out of a ledge and you fall to your death. Well, that's just bad luck, and you obviously didn't button mash enough. But yeah, no, Yoshis aren't anything to fear. Why would you need to worry about what a Yoshi does? Excellent. Then why in Yoshi's story do you not see an enemy pop back out of the egg when thrown? Okay, well that one, maybe not. Because there's nothing left. Yeah, well, I mean, Mario stomps his enemies into flat pancakes until they, like, bleed and are crushed to death. Is that how you want to, like, think about it? It's a video game. You don't have to worry about it. It's whatever logic you think makes sense at the time. 4 packs left for this one. I cannot believe... Is this my third box? So I guess my third box is going twice as fast. I am seeing a different card at the end here. Here's a Frost. Ooh! I mean, it's still just a Phosphocell, but it's a full art Phosphocell. We got a fancy pants up in here. Ooh. I love the way that looks. The full art cards in this game are always so good looking. Oh, I mean, see, not a fox, then I guess that explains the reason why you like to watch my streams so much. Because I constantly question video game logic. It's like, wait, that didn't make sense. Why did they do it that way? Everyone's just like, it's a video game, stop questioning it. But if this was an actual world, it would not make sense the way they're doing things. They're acting like cartoon characters. How dare these cartoon characters act like cartoon characters? Just doesn't make any sense. Sundial, Glimbat, Nebuleo, P-Glim, Lumaru, Apollo, Bibaba, whoop, Shiny Zaptor. Zaptorius, last pack of this box. Okay. Peek. Whoo. Oh, there goes another avalanche of card packs. They are falling. They will be in the underworld soon. Well, I mean, I guess technically I'm already in hell, but not when I'm home. That's when I'm at work. So yeah, no, they'll just fall down the hole and eventually go to hell themselves. Okay. Second box. Well, I mean, I guess third box done. Let's start putting all of these cards where they belong. Whoop. I'm gonna sort the ever-loving hell out of these when I'm done. It'll be so easy. I'll just have one box for all of Daybreak and one box for all of Moonrise. Make it nice and easy. Oh my god, that stack is getting very tall for my... Actually, for everything. For my lunar, for my solar. Oh god, hopefully these don't, like, fall over. I'm gonna be real sad if they do. All of the earth is over here. Whoop. Frost. It's so interesting to see how these are, like, stacking up, though. All of my spirits, all of the neutrals, all of the dual colors. Simulation games provide dopamine about completing tasks without actually dealing with people. People can be a lot to deal with. I mean, very true. Power Wash Simulator is the best game when you're just thinking about not doing anything. I think I'm just gonna finish up Daybreak because we've seen most of the cards in here. That way we could just blast through them, and then the last pack will be, or last box will be Moonrise. We can go over any new ones that we see. The Feral Geist. We got all of the shinies. All of the shinies possible, anyway. Whoop. Alright, let's see if we can high roll any more. What easy? What? You don't want to... You don't want the sound of pack opening to end? Well, that's a weird thing to wish. Whoop, these two, Nomadial, Rhino Sect. It's too early to end. I mean, you're right, it is too early to end. I mean, I still have another box. After this one. So, I mean, you're absolutely correct. It'll just take a little bit longer. A small amount longer, and then I'll be gone. And then you'll be sad because you have no more content to watch. You have no one else to interact with. You'll be alone with your thoughts. The worst type of loneliness. The one where you crush yourself. Trust me, I am very familiar. Well, that's alright. Hopefully you aren't. And if you are, my condolences. Lustragon. Lustragon? Lust Dragon? Oh, there's no D. Unfortunate. It's a 2-cost 7/6. You can Nexus up to 3 solar. When Lustragon receives 1 or more solar in a Nexus, target and destroy a card. Okay, so just decent removal, but the next stat to beat from a 5 is 8, so all of the 8 costs are probably going to run this over. That said, targeting and destroying, always fun. Also, yes, you do enjoy watching my streams. Jury is still deliberating on what percentages of your pie chart of reasons. But hey, I'll take it. Listen, if you think I'm entertaining, I'll absolutely take that. And I do my best to be. I mean, obviously it depends on what game or what I'm doing. Because sometimes, oh boy, I don't feel like talking or doing anything. Mostly when I'm doing something really hard, like Elden Ring. Or like when I have to really focus on a boss. Besides that, oh, I'm a yapper. Oh, I like just talking. I can talk and talk and talk and talk. About anything and everything, which is both good and bad. Should I be keeping these coastal lists off to the side? Well, they are a shiny card, so I might as well. Come on. How dare you? Stop resisting opening. Nebuleo, P-Gleam, Lumaru, Soul Bell, Calf-Mel, Mudslide, Rock in a Hard Place. Man, maybe... Oh, hey, look, another Cryoblast. I mean, I think we only have, like, 2, though. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know what rarity it is. I don't think there really is rarity in Elestrals other than like the high value cards. I feel like you're trying to do something here with like numbers. That's too many numbers. That's too much reading. So I'm not going to read it. I think you said something about me not having the correct number of fingers or something. I don't know. Like I said, numbers. Oh, hey, look, third Cryoblast. Ah, rewarded. I was about to say, this is the last box. Damn sure get a third Cryoblast. I mean, it's probably not like a common. Or, I mean, are all of them common? Maybe that's why it's so, like, spread between all of them. Plucky, Pandalance. Whoa, Black Betty, Bandalance. Whoa, Black Betty, Bandalance. Bandalance had a child. Bandalance. Wait, what? Pandalance had a child? What an ugly creature that would be. Well, could be cute. We don't know. Oh god, there goes the things. I have long thumbs? I don't know. Can you really count that? As long as my hands look good, that's all I care about. Because my hands used to look like shit. It's my first water card? Oh, besides like Coastalith? Oh, that's wild. But yeah, no, I have like really bad eczema. So for the longest time, I just got used to having cracked knuckles and just really astoundingly bad looking hands. And now that I'm adult and I know how to actually, you know, deal with my eczema, my hands look great. Of course, if I don't take care of them for a day, they go back looking like shit, which is really tilting and annoying, but it's something that I have to do and I have to live with, so might as well just get used to it, right? Ooh, we got a shiny Kuribis! This is the evolution of Eddie. So when we activate Rock in a Hard Place, which is the spell that makes them choose between two, we can ascend an Eddie into Kuribis. Kuribis, you can disenchant 2 water from your field in order to destroy a card. If it's destroyed this way, return spirits from your underworld to your spirit deck up to the number of spirits that were enchanting it. So basically, if you get your Eddie, you can get rid of something, you can use Rock in a Hard Place, get rid of something else, bam, Kuribis goes on the field, you could disenchant 2 from something on your field, destroy something else. So it just keeps going into itself, as long as you, I mean, have those. Usopp. Usopp, also maybe known as Easy. Hard to tell. He has so many accounts. But if he's not, he is lying. And I mean, that is an Usopp thing to do. Just go on the internet and lie. I mean, I don't hate SpongeBob. I actually really like SpongeBob up until they started to try and use SpongeBob after the creator's death, in which case they're just kind of like walking and animating a corpse right now. All of like the newer seasons and stuff, definitely not as good. But I still like SpongeBob. And it's really hard not to, especially if you like grew up with it and you saw those early seasons. And I mean, I didn't really have cable growing up, so for me, when I finally got SpongeBob, I was already like a teenager, and I still liked it. I was a teenager watching all of the episodes of SpongeBob for the first time, and that shit was magical. Because who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to experience something they loved the first time all over again? And in bulk. Ooh, wait, did I have a Celeste Leo before? You can foretell 4, add each solar Elestral foretold this way to your hand, then you may destroy cards in the field up to the number of cards added to your hand this way. I don't remember if I got that one before. I think I did, but only 1. But I mean, hey, especially with like those big 3-cost Elestrals, you definitely only need 1 or 2. Maybe Blistrix is the only one that I would consider running 3, and that's a huge maybe. Because you still have to high roll and not have any in your opening hand. Who knows if that's going to happen. Whoop, more Frost, Pulsar, Ashrabit. You only have 3, Easy, Oogway, and Spike, but I mean, Easy, you're just lying to me right now. Because I know you have at least 2 other accounts that have Easy in the name. So if you're saying you're just Easy, Oogway, and Spike, that means that, you know, means you're still not telling the truth there. I'm not calling you a truther here. Definitely seems more on the lying side of stuff, if you know what I mean. Perfect. Guardian of the Fleece, Bloom, Don't Poke the Bear. I can actually make most of the bear deck now. I think I am missing some stuff from, like, the very first set. But I have all of, like, the major stuff. Except for, like, Major Ursa. Which I guess is a major Ursa that I need for the deck. Shine, Plucky, Pandlance, Mudlet, Onacell, Fulgaris, Javalucan. Oh yeah, we're Javalucan, alright. Spike used to be Easy Shorts, and Oogway was Easy Games. Easy, why, would you mind, I don't know if you've ever told me this before, but why do you have so many extra, like, channels? Like, did you get banned at some point for spreading misinformation? Like, I don't know how hard you have to spread misinformation to, like, have an account be banned. Especially since they just let liars and doxers on their platform for free. Whew. Okay. Sundial, Glimbat, Nebuleo, P-Gleam, Nobodile, Leobright, Luminous. Hey, we're getting more Cryoblast now. The more... I was about to say the more standards I have. The more staples I have, the better. Because at the very least, if I have a bunch of staples, then I can at least spread them around in the community, and then they can have some staples as well. Plus, I mean, I guess if you guys wanted some of the cards, I could also consider sending them out as well, but again, I would have to see what I have compared to what I'm willing to give up. Obviously not getting rid of any of my shiny cards, because they're too shiny. I'm a crow. I mean, I'm not a crow, but, like, I might as well be a crow by how much I collect the shiny things. Shiny things, alt art things, all of the above. Luminous, Circle the Sky, that's another good one, excellent. What's up, DJ? How are you doing? I am on box number 4. We've seen most of the commons in the packs, so right now we're just this does not go there. We're blitzing through them, trying to see if we can high roll it and get any of, like, the alt rarities or the serialized cards. What? Besides that, kind of just talking and yapping. And also card opening ASMR. Which, I mean, I guess isn't really ASMR because my music is playing in the background. So it doesn't really work as well. You could pretend, though. Another Coastalith. Whoop. Come on, we're looking for those alt art. At least the PTAs. The PTAs are crazy. Poison-tipped arrow for the win. I mean, I only had 2 copies before, so getting that as the 3rd is definitely really good. But if I could get more of the alt arts, that'd be even better. Stop. They're starting to tip over just from how many solars are there. Okay. Temple of the Sun, Guardian of the Fleece, Bloom, Don't Poke the Bear. Oh yeah. Ooh, and a 3rd Apollo. Okay, good. We got all 3 Apollos, all 3 divine runes from the set. So if I did want to play Solar, now I have actually, like, a really good opening package for it. I have all of the cards that I would need in order to foretell, like, the main strat of it. that is not... I keep trying to put frost over there. That's not frost. That is water. Water, Ferrogeist. But yeah, no, DJ. I'm not sure how I should feel about watching JoJo's, considering I tried to watch it before and just did not like it at all. But since I'm being forced to watch, you know, the entirety of Season 1, I'll take it as I see it. I mean, I'll explain all of the problems I had with the first episode and everything while we're watching it. And then you guys can explain why it was plot relevant that Dio killed a dog in a furnace. Or kissed a girl that he wasn't supposed to. You know, just the typical stuff you would expect from a scumbag. I can't tell you just how disappointed I was when I found out that his line, it wasn't you, it was me, Dio! That was because of the kiss, was like, it threw me off so much that I was like, damn, I thought he was going to, I thought that whole time that it was a reveal of something like crazy serious, like, it was me, Dio, the one behind your, like, family's fall this whole time. No, it's because he fucking stole a kiss. Which is just cringe. So cringy. Whoop. Araki just really hates dogs. Not a single dog was spared in all of well, that's good to know. I am actually very glad that you told me that, because now I will not get attached to any dog that I see, which makes me really sad. Why does Araki hate dogs? You know what? He would be the person that would kick a dog. Unbelievable. What absolute tom bullshittery. Tomfoolery, tom bullshittery. Mutlet, Boltuga, Mold Slide. We got so many. We got so many now. Come on, let's hit it big. Let's hit it big. Just one. Maybe two. I'll take 5, of course. Or even 10. That does not go in that pile. When I get to the cherry screen, I'm assuming that's a JoJo's reference that I'm too uncultured to understand. The JoJo memes from part 1 are hard carried by the internet. Oh no, like, I fully agree with that, because I did not realize that the to be continued thing was from JoJo's. Like, just... when I saw that end come up, I was like, what the fuck? That was a JoJo's reference this entire time? Why didn't anyone tell me? How did I not know about this? Feels like something that I definitely should have. Ooh, my thumbs hurt so badly now, and I still have like 36 packs to go. Are there 36 packs in the box? I think it's something like that. Barrabuck, Scavacol. Oh my god! Visivatuga! With the full art. Look at that shit. Dragon Turtle. I love this. More eruption support. Man, maybe it's telling me to go burn. Maybe these packs are actually secretly telling me to just play burn. Parts 2 and 3 have better standalone meme scenes. So cherries, I'm assuming... Oh, that meme, where he just goes... I have no context for that, but I am aware of what scene you're talking about. From what how all of you are reacting, I assume it's not a good thing. not a good thing that he was doing that. I mean, it just seems like a meme to me, of course, and then I get the context, and it's gonna be the most fucked up shit I've ever seen. Eddie, Larvacell, oh my god, the stack of light cards is getting too crazy. Ruminous, Soulstalks, Pheramel, another Phosphocell. We have so many Phosphocells. Actually, that goes on that side. Okay. We only have one more box left of Moonrise. And then I do have like a couple of tournament packs to open. Oh god. That is a huge stack of solar cards. I'm so nervous about knocking it all over. It's going to go on the floor, and I'm going to be so sad. Oh, no. Please. Okay. I reached past all of the ones that I had to, like, reach. Oh, God. Or all of the colors that I had to, like, go past the solar stack to put down. All of that, all of these. What? All of the duels. Put over here. Okay, all the neutrals. Oh. One box left. Also, it was me. Dio was way better in Japanese. No, I was talking about the Japanese. Like, I never... You're crazy if you think that I was going to be watching JoJo's in English. Come on now. Come on. I'm a sub boy. All of everything needs to be in sub. Ooh, and we got the Volclips. I mean, glad that we got this promo because I'm not sure if we were going to pull it. Basically, Volclips gets +1 for each different title among lunar phases in your underworld. You can shuffle 8 lunar phases with different titles in your deck to return an opponent's field to their hand. So it's a board clear, assuming you're playing a critical amount of those lunar phases. Episode 9 is the cherry scene. 9 in the, in the first season? Is that what you're saying here? Okay, let's get this. Schnark. Just a rabbit. Wait, actually, let me look at the piles. Let me see how much everything was. Looks like the most was Earth and Solar in this one. So Earth and Solar, I'll just, leave some... Oh, I forgot to move the water cards. Eddie, I love you, but you're going over here in your own lane. Alright, let's see. So, Winjin... Tsunami. We have so many tsunamis now. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. Lunar phase. Some things can be easily taken out of context, I'm sure. I don't really care too much, though. You guys can believe what you want to believe, and I will simply speak with my actions as one should. I believe that's all the colors? Is that all the colors? I think so, yeah. Hypnosum, Werepup, Spoiled Fruit, 3rd copy. Excellent. All the generic stuff we're getting. I mean, you guys can try and clown on me. Realistically, all I have to do is just not read the chat. It's like, oh, we have so much power. It's like, do you? Do you actually? Ooh, shiny Tornadin. Love that. Love that for me. You watched some of One Piece in dub? Only Luffy versus Kaido. Why only that fight scene? Is that the only, was it only in English on YouTube, I assume? Just move some of these over. Nabi, Fawnlet, Dusk, Gloombat, Bandaloon, Ardvarum. Ooh, and another carry-off. We're going to be destroying all of our opponent's stuff and absorbing them. They will all be absorbed in posterity. I have so many packs that are just sitting on my desk. They're just threatening to tumble over at any given time. Titano Strike, Ass Prowl. We be prowling for them asses, you know this. Wind. Yes, that's that. I know colors. I know how to sort colors. Maybe. At this point, you would just hope that I do. Toxiri, Havacub, Drakid, Porky Wraith, Ardbud, Castabrawl, Oistress, Electonite, Fulgorix. Dope. I mean, let's be real. The person with the most power is power because he's a mod. I've known that man's for so long. And he is just waiting for the day that he can put up a poll to disgrace me. He wants 500 subs so he can put up polls. I want 500 subs so I can get monetized. The duality of man. He wants to troll me. I want money. Because who wouldn't want money for doing something that they like doing? Because I like streaming, even if it's just a hobby, and if I can get paid for it, why not? Why would I ever refuse such a thing? Power is power, correct. We all need power, we all want power, and honestly, without power, our lives are kind of stuck. Because where would we be? It would probably be pretty dark, honestly, without any power. Ooh, cunning offer, an ectopossum. By 500, I'll be caught up on JoJo. Not really, DJ. Because the agreement was watching one season of JoJo's per 100 subs, starting at 200. So by 500, I will only have seen seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think there are 5 seasons of JoJo's, aren't there? Unless, like, I'm completely misremembering and it's a lot more. Either way, I will not have finished by then. But I can guarantee you everyone will be yelling at me to watch more. Because they're all yelling at me to watch it now. So of course they would. And I bet a good portion of them are trying to bank on the fact that I'll just want to watch JoJo's just to watch it after I get into it. I think they are kind of underestimating my willpower to not watch something. Or my willpower to, like, hold off on watching something. If I have a goal, I'm not about to try and, like, get that goal passed, you know. New to Elestrals, what packs should you focus on for current deck building? So right now, a lot of the cards that you should focus on in order to get would probably be all of the staples. Unfortunately, a lot of the staples were in base set. So stuff like, hold on, let me grab my deck and see if I can find any of them. Race the top. So like, Gorgon's Gaze, really good one. Basically just infinite impermanent. Disables something from trying to do something. It's one of the very few suppress effects that negates its effect if it's being activated, so it can be used in response to stuff. Shield of Achilles. It's a 1-cost bounce something back to your hand, but pay whatever that spirit costs. Poison Tipped Arrow, as we discussed. It gives something -2 on summon. At the end of turn, you can destroy it. These are kind of just like the general like staples. Ambrosia, 1, return up to 3 from your underworld to your deck. So ironically, Glitches, this is amazing. Someone who can explain in Yu-Gi-Oh terms. Okay, good, because Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of my default for explaining stuff. Like, it's kind of surprising because the starter decks actually are a fantastic way to start. Instead of buying a bunch of packs, or you could buy singles. It is on TCG Player, so if you go on TCG Player, you could just find like the specific staples that you want or need. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Hold on. My brain. Oh, the starting decks. They actually make it a point to actually have a lot of the starting runes that you need in the starter decks. The starter decks currently are in a dual pack, so you get 2 decks for $25, and you also get like a smattering of staples in there. Like you can get 2 Gorgon's Gaze, you can get 2 PTA, you can get 2 Shield of Achilles, and honestly, running 2 in a deck, probably good enough. Like, you can run the 3rd just to like have more removal and more consistency, and I do like agree that you should. But all in all, you can get by with like the cards that starter decks do give you. So it's like getting a starter, but you pick up your essential traps. Essentially, yeah. The starter decks have a lot of like the good traps in them. If you want to wait until the next set comes out, because the next set, I think it's available for pre-order next month, and it's a fire-themed set. It's going to be releasing a lot of archetypes for the colors, or for like the different elements. So if you want to hang around until like the archetypes come out, or even, I was actually explaining this to someone earlier, they actually have an online client that's going to be coming out soon. It's called Elestrals Clash. Elestrals Clash, like, that's part of the reason why I have so many boxes, because I was part of the Kickstarter for Elestrals Clash. But I think it's supposed to be coming out in June. Right now it's in the beta. A lot of the cards have been added. Not all of them, but a good many of them. And you could start playing, like, meta decks on there. So it's almost there. Like, the simulator is almost up to snuff that you would expect it to be. They're working with the people. I'm not sure if you were familiar with Pixelborn. It was the Lorcana online client. When that got shut down, Elestrals was basically like, hey, you have a card simulator. Do you want to make our card game? And they were like, sure. So it's good. Whoop. You'll pay to become a number, not a fox. I mean, when I do actually get the ability to have members and stuff, I'll probably do member content, like either watch-alongs for movies, or you guys can see while I record, ooh, another Artemis, nice. You can see me while I record, like, series that I might want to be doing for the channel. Are there different deck types, like control, aggro, counter? So, it's kind of... The meta is definitely not solved yet. I think Moonrise was the 4th set, because let's see, there was a base set, there was Frostfall, Dawnbreaker? No, not Dawnbreaker. What was this? Daybreak. Daybreak. Then this one is Moonrise. Then the new one is a fire one. But yeah, no, there are like a ton of different decks. Like the aggro decks, they can play the card, let me see where it is. Because I'm pretty sure I've gotten at least one more. Waning Crescent, Waxing Gibbous, Final Quarter, First Quarter. Did they make Full Moon a super rare? I think they made Full Moon a super rare. But basically, there's a Lunar Phase card called Full Moon. It's a trap card. You add 2 Lunar Spirits onto your field. So basically, you can play a 1-cost out. You protect it on your opponent's turn, or if they don't kill it, whatever, good. You activate Full Moon, put 2 more spirits onto your guy. Then on your turn, you can ascend your 1-cost Elestral into a 3-cost Elestral for free, which is as aggro as it gets. There's also a self-mill deck. There's a heal deck. Healing being one of the best. Heal, I think, will always have a spot in the game, specifically just because the more health you have, the more cards you can play by the way you play this, because you literally have to use your life in order to play all of your cards out. Which I think is probably the main drawing point of Elestrals. It's why I really like the game. And now that I have all of these cards, I could definitely make a kick-ass deck and try to absolutely stunt on some kids. Maybe on one of their monthly tournaments. Because those tournaments have a chance, like, if you win, I think it's 1st to 3rd place, you actually just get a box of the most recent set. Which is really good. Alright, DJ, hey, I'll talk to you later. Hope you have a good night. And to answer your previous question, I believe Elestrals Clash is supposed to come out in June. I'm pretty sure. Because the beta is out right now. And I would assume so. Ooh, baby! We got the full art Artemis. Hell yeah. So now we definitely have 3 copies of Artemis, but now we have Sexy Artemis, which is even better. Who wants to play a regular card when you can play a shiny, sexy version of the card? That's right. People who play the Feet Ash Blossom card. You know what I'm talking about. Listen, if you're opting to play that version of Ash, it either means you couldn't afford anything else, or you're a degenerate. One of the two. Hey, there's the Full Moon. So we have 2 copies of Full Moon. Ideally, we open a third, because it's just that good. So we're gonna have to hope and pray. We're halfway through this box. So your life points are your spirits? Yes. So our heal decks just bringing your spirits from the graveyard back to the spirit deck? Yes. They are... Ooh, that is exactly how they work. Like I said, one of the most meta cards... Probably the most meta card besides, like, Astrabbit is Ambrosia. Because it's a 1 cost, so you have to pay 1 to play it, but you get 3 back. And that's run as a 3 of in every single deck. Because obviously, the more life you have, the more you can play the game. And when you start to get very low to like less than 5 spirits left, oh man, when you hit an Ambrosia, it feels so good. You feel like you're going back in the game. You feel like you could do anything. You feel like you could kill a lion. Maybe a Celestlio. Probably not that good. You could try though. I should take a picture of my desk and just show you guys, like, the sheer amount of cards on there. Not cards. Card packs? Empty card packs. Yeah, let's go with that. Ooh, another Hurricane. So we're 2 Hurricane, 2 Lunar Phase Full Moon. So ideally, we can get 1 more Full Moon, and I don't really mind not getting the 3rd Hurricane, because I think I would only run 2 anyways, because it does cost 3 to play. So, Waxing Gigas, Gibbons? One of those. One of those words is a word. And some of them may not be. Whoop, Draco Ray, Divine Healing. Alright, return more spirits back. I do, like, you can definitely tell from Daybreak to Moonrise, they've changed the pull rate of cards. Because in Daybreak, I felt so good whenever I pulled any of the shinies, and the shinies were like once every 5-6 packs. But in this one, it's like every pack has at least 1, which definitely feels a lot better opening this. Snowlet, Kakaray, an excuse to say Kakaray on stream, you know how it is. Magneros, What is it, Easy? What do you want me to guess? How do you want me to guess? In person? Over the phone? Maybe on stream even. Nah, that sounds silly. Why would you ever have me guess live on stream? Come on now. You could have me guess any number of ways. Ardvarum, Cetasar, more Frost. Chicken. Ah, you got me. You got me. This is amazing information. Thank you. Easily earned a sub as a Bestial Bestial Albaz. Ooh, you're that kind of player. Ooh. You know what? I'm glad. I'm glad Branded Fusion was put to 1. I'm sorry for your loss. What deck do you think would have a somewhat counter-control playstyle in Elestrals? The best deck for, like, control is definitely Earth Aggro. Earth Aggro has a card called Acolights, which is a 1-mana Earth Elestral. Let's just use this guy as a stand-in. It's a 1-mana Earth Elestral that says Nexus and Earth, and whenever it receives an Earth in a Nexus, destroy an opponent's Elestral. So the whole deck revolves around that card, getting it on the field, getting stuff that you can get to it to murder the hell out of someone for even daring to look in your direction. Is there an ice deck? The ice deck, or like, there isn't many frost decks. The biggest frost deck is the Morfrost deck, or the Blizzstrix deck. Those are self-mills. You basically focus on sending your cards to the graveyard in order to get stuff, you know, for free. It's like Light Swarm, if you played that. Remember saying there is one, and said you liked that pack last opening stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Frost, I think it is still running the same strategy, where it's just trying to get as much value from more Frost cards as possible. Electromite. Ooh, we did pull a Volclips. Look at the nine-tailed fox boy with each phase of the moon on the tail. God, the art in this game is on another level. I love it. It's fine. The reason why you love that deck is due to the many ways to set up and counter. You rarely use the typical engine setup. What? You don't use the 60-card grass looks greener variant that everyone is playing with like every single archetype in it. Actually, why am I putting that? Let's put that with all of my shinies. Voldusk, Gloombat, Bandaloon, Aardvarm, Cedar Soar. Ooh, we finally got a Leica Void. I mean, we got the shiny one in the pack, so wasn't really tripping on it if we didn't get it. Basically, this can, if we use Full Moon on the Werepup, automatically goes into this guy. Plus, if we did ascend it the same turn, it cannot be counter-ruined. So it basically just sits on the field as a 6/2, and you can start hitting over their stuff. That's good that we pulled at least one of those. Although we did get the shiny version, so it wasn't really focused too much on that. Please don't fall over cards. Empty card packs. Ooh. As for me, I think my main decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Would either be Punk or... Let's see, either Punk or Centurion. I couldn't remember their name for some reason. Centurion and Punk are definitely my main two. Of course, I could play other stuff, but I don't know. Just something about spinning all of an opponent's cards back to their hand or extra deck with Punk. It is the best feeling in the world. Ah, yes, I've hosed your strat completely. Die. Ascensions are sack summons? Not quite. So, the way it works is... Let's see. Let's get two of these solar guys, because I know I at least have these two. So, whoop. So, these two are obviously the evolution of itself. It's a Ardon and a Gardon. So, say turn 1, you want to play this Armadon. You would use a spirit from your extra deck, or from your spirit deck, to play it. If it has the same type of spirit, it has its effect. You can summon this with the wrong spirit. If you summon it with the wrong spirit, it just has no effect. It's like a normal monster. Then, if your opponent, like you pass your turn, your opponent goes, does his stuff, on your turn again, you can decide to ascend it, where you add another Luminape, send Ardon to the graveyard, and then you put Gardon on top of it. So that's typically how you ascend. So a Gardon needs to ascend onto an Elestral so that it'll have 2. So like, even if you you can spend your turn to ascend it, or you can spend your turn to literally just put another spirit on this guy as like a waiting room of sorts. Then the next turn, or like whenever you get it, you can put it on there. But that's sort of how like ascensioning works. And the more ways that you can cheat out a big ascension, the better, because obviously you want your bigger guys who do a lot of cool stuff on the field as soon as possible. So all of the cards that let you special ascend or special summon stuff, those are at a premium, because you really want to be getting like those free big dudes on the field as much as possible. Ooh, Phasmacore. This is a 8/1 for 2, so it's very weak and dies to a lot of stuff like Cryoblast and Eddy, but when it's destroyed in battle or an opponent's card effect, you can expend Lunar. If you do, during the end phase, special summon it back. So it's just a recursive giant fucking dingus. Yes, it is almost exactly like evolving in Pokemon TCG, except for the fact that you do not have to go into a higher costed creature. So like, if you have Armadon on the field, next turn you can go into a 2-cost, or if you have a card that benefits off of having more spirits, or a card that like wants more spirits, you can literally just ascend your 1-cost into another 1-cost if you did want to. So there's a lot of different stuff you can do with ascending in this game, and I think that's a lot where like the skill differences between players show up, because you'll see a bunch of like of the top players ascending in just really unique ways that you wouldn't expect otherwise. And I mean, of course, you still have, like, effects like this, where it's a Drac Kid. When you cast Rock in a Hard Place, special ascend it to a different card from your deck. Or from your hand, if you're unlucky. Mostly from your deck. But yeah, whenever a card says it can special cast, like, its Ascension out, those require you to actually, like, pay attention. Because sometimes they might be good, other times they might be hot ass, and you might be tricked into playing them, based on the hype. But yeah, whenever I explain this game, I always say it's a mix of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Edison. Because, like, obviously it's not, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 at this point. It's way too quick, way too shockingly fast. But it's very much like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like you can summon once per turn, special summons are at a premium, you have to kill all of your opponent's monsters before you can attack their life. Stuff like that. Just like stuff that would make sense to an early Yu-Gi-Oh! Player makes sense in this game. Only a few packs here left. Let's hope I get another bomb at the end. If I don't, well, I mean, at least we still have the tournament packs to open. Clovey, Cactibrawl, Cinder, Bellobee, Schnork. I love me some Schnork. I want to make a Schnork deck. I want to see how good it is. Whoop. Fulgorix. Excellent, excellent. Alright. You can look through your spirit deck. It's not a draw. So the spirit deck, the way it works is you just have the 20. Whenever you cast any of your spells, you can look through your spirit deck. Of course, if you're attacked and you have to, like... So if you have no monsters on your field and you're attacked, you take damage equal to the number of spirits on that card. So, like, say this Porky Wraith had 2 spirits on it, I would have to get rid of 2 spirits from my deck, or from my life, I guess, but I can choose which. So if I don't need, like, solars and I really need waters, I can prioritize dumping the solar over the water. I just have to be aware that I won't be able to play my solar cards as much. And the coolest card I pulled from the booster box has got to be that Poison Tipped Arrow. Because Poison Tipped Arrow, let me show you what it normally looks like again. PTA. Poison Tipped Arrow looks very generic. It literally just looks like a Poison Tipped Arrow. It's not much to say about it. And the PTA that I got from the pack is this full art version. Look at that. Man is so threatening. I'm not sure if you could tell in the light, but his eyes actually, like, yeah, his eyes have the reflection too. It's probably the best one that I got from this one. The arts are very nice, and I really appreciate that. I also appreciate that it's a little like Pokemon in terms of its, like, packs, where all of the cards are common. All of the cards are common, but you can get a higher rarity art, which I like. It means that your cards aren't locked behind, like, $30 price tags that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has with its secret rares. And that's if you're getting, like, a not great secret rare, because the good secret rares in Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, you are paying, like, $200 for that one, sir. Which is too much. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten way too pricey in the modern age, which is another reason why I wanted to get into Elestrals, because the decks are very, like... Well, I mean, Magic has kind of ruined my opinion on how expensive a deck should be, but they're definitely affordable. Because for Magic, I mean, for me, it's like, oh man, a deck is less than $500? What a steal. Then in, like, Digimon and Elestrals, it's like, oh, you have a competitive deck? How much did it cost? Oh, sub 100. You know, typical stuff. That's wild. Sub 100. Sub 100 is insane. What are they thinking? Zapdos and a Waning Crescent. Alright, so we... Oh. Apparently I just didn't go through a pack that I opened. Alright, last pack. For real this time. Any winners at the end? Maybe? Possibly? Nah. Unfortunate. So we only got 2 new moons, but we got the sick-ass poison-tipped arrow art, so I'm not even mad. Plus, we got all of the Artemises that we could ever need. We got pretty much most everything that I wanted. I think there might have also been a Gorgon's Gaze as, like, an ultra-rare, but, I mean, you never know if you're going to pull those, like, super high ones. Let me... Come on. Do not drop the cards. That would be so bad. Even worse if they're in a huge pile on my desk. You go over here. You go over here. I do have a couple of packs left to open. So, not done just yet. Almost, though. We gotta open some tournament packs, because I did enter a tournament. I didn't do great. I didn't do great. It was my first time playing, so I mean, I definitely did misplay a couple of times. There were a few games that were winnable. I went 2-3, but at the very least, they did send me some tournament packs because of that. Wop, wop, wop. Let's get those 2. And also, let's see what that Leica Void looks like. Yes. I mean, I only need 1 Leica Void, because that Werepup package, you only really need 2 Werepups, 1 Full Moon, and 1 Leica Void. Man, this is like a very official one. Whoo! That's a werewolf and a half. Look at that. Is that like a spiked rib cage? I think that's like a fanged or a spiked rib cage. That's wild. Alright, let's put you off to the side. And the 2! My avatar died for a second. Don't mind it. It's fine. It's fine. I should not open it that way. I should open it like a regular pack. That way none of my cards have even a chance at getting bent. Oh, hey, look at that! 3rd Hurricane! Oh, yeah, that's even better. Hey, look, a Cryoblast. Alt art. All art for Cryoblast. Emperor Watt. It's an Emperor Penguin. When you cast this Emperor Watt, you can nexus all of your enchanting spirits to it. You can disenchant 3 in any combination of Snow Thunder. Destroy each card on an opponent's field. Very hard to get out, but that art is fantastic. Ooh, last one. Let's see if we get any major hits from these tournament packs. So Drataya. Drataya is actually an old card. It was banned because when a player casts Ambrosia, you draw 2 cards. It basically let players go through their entire deck turn 1. So it was banned. There is a retrain of it that's once per turn. Altar of Stars, Nexus 1. Whew. Ooh, and a shiny Nomodile. We got a couple of these guys in the packs. All in all, you know what? Pretty successful. We got some of the good alt arts right there. We got some good cards. We got all the promo packs. I mean, I'm obviously not going to do it right now because I am so tired and my thumbs hurt from opening all those packs. But I'm going to make a deck. Maybe not today. Probably like tomorrow or like another day I'm free. But I'm going to make a deck and I'm going to try out for one of their tournaments. Or another one of those tournaments, and ideally I don't go 2 and 3 again. But yeah. Hey. That took pretty much as long as I thought it would. You know what? Nah, I did that a little faster because I fully expected that to be until like 9 or 10. Whew. Right, guys. Yep. I do have work tomorrow, so I will be calling it here. I have so many packs to throw away. It is literally... I cannot see my keyboard or my mouse anymore. It's just kind of there. It's just a mountain of it. But tomorrow I'm playing... What am I playing tomorrow? Am I playing Okami tomorrow? I think I'm playing Okami tomorrow. Either way, we'll go through it all. We'll see what we got. And who knows, maybe I'll do a deck profile so you guys can see what I finally ended up on. But alright guys, hey, I hope you've had a good stream. I hope you've had a good time. And as always, do your best to be kind, alright? Alright, have a good night, have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.